And I'm live, just in time for the song to finish. Oh god, the next one started. Hang on. I fucking playlist. There we go. Forgot that was like auto playing. Cool. That's adorable. One of my favorite videos I've ever taken of the pigs right here. Love it so much. Look at them. This was like half an hour ago. I just walked inside about 10 minutes ago to like set up the stream and make tea and stuff. And they followed me in. The cat had gone away. He's like sleeping under a tree now or something that they couldn't get to. So they were just kind of chilling out eating grass. Yeah, the cat was playing with the pigs all morning and I was very pleased. Turns out I had nothing to be worried about with them. 1 second, I have more pictures. This is how the stream starts, I guess. This was them in the one bit of the grass I haven't cut for wildflower and bee reasons. They kind of piled themselves in. The cat came over to check on them, and then they started like wiggling around and eating grass together, which was very nice. Um, yeah, just the cat came over and started like sniffing and licking them a bit, and they seemed not to mind. And then they kind of like sniffed each other for a bit and ran around, which was quite nice. And then I can take the live soon message off. And then what's next? Then Frodo, who seems to like the cat a bit more, Frodo started like chasing the cat around a little bit while the cat kind of like hopped up and down and like went on its back, like playing. You know how they like, how cats kind of like flop on their back a little bit and like put their paws up in the air like that. That kind of thing. So they were doing that together for a while. Hello, Pets and Dreya. Hello, Moody Vince. So yeah, that's what they were doing. And then that. You know how cats do that? Best story arc of 2022. Like, you know how cats do that when they're like playing and comfy, when they like go on their back or their side and just kind of make awkward movements like this. That's what they were doing together. It was quite cute. So, this is probably my new favorite photo of Frodo. Just her, like, running at a cat as it's going. And then, yeah, this was the last one. I feel underdressed. Why do people always say this when I wear this shirt? Every time I wear this shirt, I wear this shirt, like, I like this shirt, and I like collared shirts and dress shirts, but every time I wear one, somebody in chat makes a comment like, oh, fancy today, are we? Hello, Emmy, welcome as well. Like, is it that, like, is it like a uniform on Twitch that you have to wear, like, tracksuits or, sweatpants, whatever they're called in America? I have a shirt next to my desk in case I have client work calls I have to jump on. I just like wearing these clothes. I think I've dressed basically the same since I was, like, 16, probably. 15, something like that. I mean, some of the shirts that I have upstairs are from that. I don't know, I'm wearing a cardigan. Does that count? I mean, it means that you're approximately 80, something like that. I just wear leggings and a hoodie. Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically the same as my girlfriend then. Like, very comfy and cozy. I'm spilling tea. I overfilled this. Sounds about right. Like, I like wearing like tight-fitting jeans and dress shirts. It's just what I always wear. Except that, basically, over the pandemic, I gained about like 20 pounds or something. And so I have about 5 of these shirts identical. And like 3 of them no longer fit. So I'm getting back down to fit into those now. Yeah, the pandemic was not kind to my body. So this is like, I only have like 2 that like, comfortably fit now. I was a size 15 at one point. Oh, the halcyon days of like 2 years ago. So I need to like get back down to that. Since work from home started, I've barely left trackies. That has been, I think, most people's. I think we're going to see a lot more tracksuits just in general now that work from home is, well, hopefully work from home just continues on forever, right? But I don't know. I think we're just going to see a lot more tracksuits in general. Like, everybody seems to have embraced it. I don't get it, really. I know this is a controversial thing, but I don't really get tracksuits. I don't own any tracksuits right now, and when I did, when I was younger, I never really felt comfortable in them. Like, I don't know, it just feels too loose. They feel a bit too much like pajamas, and I don't like pajamas either. Again, they're too baggy, and I don't like it. I like to be held in by my clothes. I like to feel like my clothes are like keeping me in shape, almost like a sort of low grade version of Spanx, if you know what those are. I can't stand people who wear their PJs to the shops. I don't know if I've ever done that. Have I known anybody to do that? No. The closest I've known anybody to do that in my life is occasionally my mum would drive me to school if it was raining and she'd still be wearing slippers. That's about it. Sounds like you need a cat suit. Well, like the Zoe Kravitz cat suit from the new Batman. That seemed impossibly tight. Like I really liked the bat suit in the new Batman. I think it might be my favorite bat suit. And it looked kind of like bulky armor, but still enough for him to move around. And it was all jointed, and it had like an actual collar, so he could move his head. I'm shocked she was able to move in that, Zoe Kravitz. Like her cat suit in that was insanely tight leather. I'll have to go to the office from next week. Ugh. Just ordered a power bank and headphones so I can at least watch the stream on the train back. Oh, sipping some tea. I used to live in Bournemouth, big university town. They all used to go in big groups to Asda in their pajamas, and apparently it was hilarious. I'm a very angry human. I, d- I don't know if I don't know if Ireland is even big enough to have specific university towns. Any town that is big by default will have a university in it just because there's not enough big towns to go around for universities. So I don't know if that concept really exists here. Like Dublin has like 4 universities in it, but you wouldn't call it a university town. Cork City has 2 universities, but again, you wouldn't call it a university town. I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb. I can probably get off the guinea pig gif, right? I just really like how they hop. This is the closest guinea pigs come to looking graceful, by the way. This little hop move. They can't really do that on like concrete or on what's it called, hardwood floors, which I don't have any carpet in my house. I just have hardwood floors and tile, so they're always slightly awkward and waddly when they're indoors, and then when they're outside you see what they're meant to look like, where they're just sort of like gracefully leaping through the air a bit. It's nice. Anyway, there's the adorable cat. I think the cat's name is Abby. It's a boy cat, so I guess it's named after Abby Hoffman, which is, based. uh there's the photo. Again, I'll just show this one more time because I love it. Her just like chasing around the cat is very sweet to me. I love it. Cat trying to lick a guinea pig. Again, very cute. I sent this to my parents and they were like, let's hope it's not getting like a taste for guinea pig. And I was like, I'm keeping an eye on it. Ultimate enrichment for both parties. Like, yeah, this is the garden. 1 second. Yeah, this thing. Like, what happened was the cat started, like, creeping up again. And then Frodo ran at him, and it kind of flopped on its back looking like this, and started, like, toppling around and, like, putting out its little arms. And then Frodo kind of, like, hopped around it, and then it started hopping around as well. So they were playing. It was very sweet. You just have a knack for bringing friends together. They do, I notice. Like, I have a bird feeder in the garden. Hang on, you might be able to see it in this photo. I just took a photo of me, like, after I cut the grass. But I have a bird feeder there. And so, like, sparrows and stuff will come and, like, eat and chirp and, like, dance around the base of it and stuff. And the guinea pigs really like that. The guinea pigs will go around and run in circles with them. Which the birds are pretty unsure of. I think the birds never really seem to like it as much as the guinea pigs, but the guinea pigs will kind of like go in a little bit of a wider circle around the birds, kind of chirping along with them. I think they're trying to be friends. So far, the only animal that's wanted to be friends with them is the cat. The birds are kind of like a bit too small, and the cat is like, I think, maybe slightly too big, but seems to get it. Like the cat. Did I say this? That the cat, like, gently tapped them on the head the other day? Like, over the weekend? He was sitting on a wicker chair and he, like, leaned down as they came over and, like, sniffed at him. And he, like, gently... He did that thing that cats sometimes do where they very, very slowly and gently lift up their paw and then slightly tap them on the head. It was very cute. It was like he was petting them. Anyway, I should probably get onto some sort of game, right? That's what I do. I'll go to Hurdle and Global and then get straight into Rust. Because I want to get into Rust, and I'm already like a few days behind on Rust. I think the server wipe was Friday evening at some point, like Friday at 5, something like that, GMT. And it is now Tuesday, so, I've probably missed a bit. So I'll do like a quick tour, set up a base, and then, start setting up for the thing I want to build, which is, if you missed it yesterday, I want to build this. I want to build this, and 1 second, I don't have an icon for it, but in each of these rooms, I want a shotgun trap. And so you answer a little riddle, and then if you get it right, you go through to the next chamber, and then if you get that riddle right, you go over into the next chamber and maybe get some treasure. And then I feel like this is pretty modular. You could make more and more rooms, stuff like that. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. It'll probably take me a while to get set up. Anyway, let's do hurdle. Firefall, there we go. Better screen region. How's everybody doing today, by the way? I'm having an okay day. I don't know. I got a text just before starting the stream, which means that I can't go longer than about 4:10, maybe something like that. My parents are still quarantining. They feel better, so you know, no worries there. They're feeling basically fine, like low grade cold symptoms for my parents, but they're still testing positive on their tests, so they're still quarantining. So I have to go and like pick up some stuff for them. I have to pick up prescriptions at their chemist for them because they can't go out. And I think I'm the closest person to them with a means to travel. I'm having a day off and it's nice and sunny and you're on. Can't complain. Hello Peter, welcome. I said this in Discord as well, but this morning I did the thing where I like laid on my back in the grass, like freshly cut grass. I laid on my back while listening to the Disco Elysium soundtrack, right? Out on my phone just behind me. And I was just laying on the grass with my eyes closed and my legs were like crooked up at an angle like that, just in the grass. And I looked up briefly to see where the guinea pigs were. And I had a brief moment of panic because I was like, I don't see any guinea pigs and I don't hear any squeaking. Where the fuck are they? Has the cat snapped and eaten them? Oh no. And then I went, pigs. And then it turns out they were literally under my legs and they came out like either side of me and looked at me like it was a movie. I went like, where? And I was like, oh, thank God. You're not dead. Cool. That's good. Yeah, I was worried that the cat had finally snapped and was just going to like, rah at them. Anyway, let's do the hurdle, shall we? Oh God, it's speaking. I'm not going to know this. Yesterday went so well as well. Wasn't yesterday Foo Fighters and I got it 1 second in? I don't know what that language is. I'm really bad with languages too. There's a version of this with languages as well. It's not quite the same thing, but it's like you have to guess the language being spoken, and it's like a multiple choice quiz. I can't even remember where I found that. I found it ages ago and played it for a while before I started streaming. But I'm bad at accents. It turns out I'm bad at languages. Korekaramin. I think they're too big to be considered prey for Asuka. That's what I think. I think the thing that is reassuring me is that they seem too big. It seems worried about them when they run at him. Or, and I should say, it's very sort of round. So it's clearly very well fed, so I don't think it'll be a problem. I mean, look how round it is. Look at a round little boy. Pigs. Anyway, sorry, back to the game. Sorry, I'm going to be watching that for days. If it was a feral cat and quite hungry, it might have a go. Maybe, yeah. I mean, cats can attack things, I'm sure. I've never seen a cat attack. A cat once killed a shrew in our garden, but the guinea pigs are approximately 50 times bigger than a shrew, so I think we're alright. Alright, skip 1 second. It's not fucking like Tanarawen, is it? I don't recognize it at all. Oh, this is bad. Is this like a really famous song? Okay, it's not that. Oh, wait, I do know that song. That's Japanese? Oh, I was way off. I think I was Tanarawen or Toregs. So I know this song. That's like an early 2000s pop song, I think. Yeah, that's a famous song. Hit me. Hit me. I know the song. Missy Elliott? I don't know any Missy Elliott songs. Let's see if I can get it. Headbanger. Hit me. Oh, it's not going to start singing, is it? Nope, that's all we get. Fuck. Missy Elliott, is it Work It? Because that's all I can think of.
これからみ
No,
んなで
fucker.
めちゃくちゃ踊って
I think it's
騒
Get
ごう
Your
騒
Freak
ご
On.
う
It was. You got it. I've never heard a Missy Elliott song. What's her most... Is that her most famous song? Because I definitely recognize it, so I must have heard it at some point. One second. Who's Missy Elliott? I know she's famous, right? Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott, very famous. Super Duper Fly, Sock It To Me. It's that kind of like early 2000s, late 90s R&B rap, right? That's Missy Elliott. I'm old, so all these 90s, 2000 tracks in my wheelhouse. I only started really listening to music in like the late 2000s, really. I mean, and even then I was very snobby, so I didn't listen to anything before, or basically I would only listen to music from between like 1965 and 1985, like until I was like 20. She's the queen of rap, apparently. Really? I know nothing about her. Rap is a real blind spot for me. I've been getting into rap recently. You know, like I said the other day that I one of my favorite albums of recent years is Run the Jewels 4. I really love that album. And I've been listening to some more hip hop, but I this is a huge blind spot for me. Anything made in the 2000s that's rap related, I'm not really going to know. Yeah, like Associated X, Timbaland, Jasmine Sullivan? Do I know her? It's purple, so I've clicked on this link before. Who's she? Uh, Busta Rhymes? Missy Elliott would be considered one of the world's best if she was a man, IMO. I mean, it says she's the queen of rap. 4 Grammys, 30 million records, best-selling female rapper in history. Jeez, this is a disastrous blind spot. I really should know this. What's her like most famous song then? Missy Elliott. It might be that. Maybe I'll listen to Missy Elliott after the stream. I recognize her face. Hang on, you can't see it because my dumb face is in the way. I recognize that face, but I don't really know anything about her. Years active 1991 to present. She's up there with Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, etc. I don't know if I know any Dr. Dre songs either. Snoop Dogg, I know through memes. Oh, Work It, I think I know. I think I know Work It. Yeah, I think I know Work It. That might be maybe her most famous. I don't know. It's one I've heard. Who's Jasmine Sullivan? Oh, I've listened to this album, Hotels. Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, you young people and your memes. Well, I mean, those memes in themselves are old now. If I referenced a fucking MLG meme with Snoop Dogg, would anybody like drop it like it's hot and shit like that? Would anybody under 25 know that anymore? It's all memes. Like, would anybody know that anymore? Bella loves watching birds out of the window. He gets so excited, but even small birds, if they get closer, he gets spooks and hide a bit. I don't think he would know what to do if he met one. Reminds me of my childhood dog, Molly, who would occasionally chase a cat, but then invariably, because she was quite small, she was like a sort of mongrelly Jack Russell thing, the cat would just stop, realizing that she was non-threatening, and then Molly would just sort of stop as well, look incredibly confused, look back at me for reassurance, and then just kind of walk away because she didn't know what to do with it when it stopped. Gen Z would despise us all except Peanut, yeah. That's so cute. Peggy watches the birds too. She makes little chirping, meowing sounds. That's my brother's cat does that. He chirps out the window. Or she? What's my brother's cat? My brother's cat is named Taco, and I think it's a girl. Yeah, it's a girl. But yeah, she chirps out the window. And I always find it very strange because I thought a bird had gotten in when I lived there. Bruce the dog is scared of everything except people. He loves people. The guinea pigs are scared of weird things. The guinea pigs have never shown any fear of the cat. I mean, look, this is how they interact with the cat. They like go over specifically and sniff at him and like they touch their noses together and stuff like that. They have no fear of the cat. Or birds, they've a crow once landed. See this wall in the background here? Hang on, can I like show my cursor? Yeah. See this wall in the background here? A crow once landed right here, like a big crow. And the guinea pigs and cawed at them. And the guinea pigs, instead of running away, like ran up to the wall, looked up and started squeaking at the crow. They like it. Right? But they'll be terrified if I sneeze. If I and I can call them and go like pigs if they're doing something. right? They'll be like, they'll look over at me and run over. But if I sneeze or if a door closes, somebody in another house, like nearby me, like closed their window and it made like a little clicking noise and they freaked out and ran back inside. Like they get frightened by strange things. You'd think they should be like sort of instinctually frightened of the cat, but they're just not. I read that cats do that from excitement or frustration when their hunting instincts kicked in, but they can't get to it. They're basically venting. The guinea pigs do that sometimes. They make like a little, not quite chirping, but almost like a little bubbling sound, and it's when they're like overexcited. So they do it sometimes in the garden, and I have to like go over and like rub their heads for a bit, or like rub their cheeks here, like that in circles, and they calm down a bit. And then they go back to eating grass. Anyway, let's do the global. I did see in Discord, I didn't spoil myself, but I saw that Barload got it in like 4 guesses. So, fuck me. Hang on, what I should do is, what's it called? A prediction, right? Let me go to this and I'll set up a prediction. I think it should already be saved. It's the last prediction I did. So, start prediction. Will Dreya get this in under 10 guesses? Yeah, just reuse that one. And I'll put it on for like a minute. There we go, start prediction. So basically, this is global. This is like Hurdle, but for like countries on a map. If you know what that is. This thing. I love animals so much, they're sweet and pure. My cat's almost got a heart attack when I open a bottle and it makes the hissing sound. The guinea pigs really don't like that either, except it's weird. It's I'm still baffled at how this works. So basically, hang on, there's a little help symbol here, isn't there? Every day there's a new mystery. I probably should stress this for anyone new, right? Every day there's a new mystery country. Your goal is to guess the mystery country using the fewest guesses. Pretty self-explanatory. Each incorrect guess will appear on the globe with a colour indicating how close it is, like a heat map. So basically, the darker the red, or the darker the colour, no pressure, I went big again. The darker the colour, the country you guessed, the closer it is. Yeah, it's hotter or colder, basically. For example, if the mystery country is Japan, then the following countries would appear with these colours. So France would be nowhere near, South Korea would be right next to it. And that's basically it, I think. I might be missing something. Usually I start somewhere in the Middle East because there's a lot of countries. You have that gives you, it could be close to North Africa, or it could be Middle East, or it could be the Stans, or it could be northern, Southern Europe, that kind of thing. There's a lot of densely packed small countries in this area. So I think usually I go with like, Jordan, Israel, Palestine, Syria, that kind of thing. Let's go Syria. Orange. So it's 1.7 thousand kilometers from Syria. That's not great, actually. 1 second. Let me put on some music in the background while I'm doing this. Mind-flooding, hellish music. There we go. There's a lot of densely packed countries and you don't know 90% of them. I know, like, where Kazakhstan is. That's about it, though. Hello, Snapper. You can't bet on mobile. I don't really know how betting works in general, to be honest. I barely bet on streams. And there's Turkey. And there's Israel and Jordan are like here. And Palestine's there. Like in this tiny little bit. Maybe North Europe. Wasn't it Northern Europe yesterday? It was Romania. No, it was Moldova yesterday, I think. I'll just see, like, what I'll do now is go, like, in the 4 directions until one is darker red. Like, I'll go Finland or Estonia. Oh, it's very close to there. Okay, good. So, it might be like Sweden then, or Norway. Which one is Sweden and which one is Norway? I should definitely know that. That's Norway, and that's Sweden, I think. Norway is the one that looks, like, a lot like a penis. And then Sweden is the one that looks like a penis if it was blown apart by a shotgun, right? So, oh yeah, it's very close. So it might be Finland. No, it might be Sweden. Finland, Sweden? But is Denmark on the inside of Sweden? Denmark's there, right? Yeah, Denmark is like right here. I know because it's like the little sticky uppy bit from Europe. From like the rest of Europe. So Denmark is like right there. You can get a bridge between the two there, I think. Between Germany and Sweden. There we go. Let's say Sweden. No closer. Okay, so it's actually further this way, maybe? Where's Latvia? It's not Finland or Norway then, because it can't be touching this. So it's probably like one of the Balkans. Oh, I know nothing about the Balkans. Is it like where's Latvia? Oh fuck. So I was hoping Latvia was the one just below that one. Is that Lithuania right there? Is it Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania? Is that Lithuania? That might be Lithuania, and then I can't remember what's here. Is that Russia? Is it Lithuania? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, so it has to touch both Latvia and Lithuania. Fuck, I don't know. Oh, they're in alphabetical order. That's very good to know as a memory aid. E-L-L-I. Oh, that's kind of cool. Right. I'm actually kind of pleased with myself that I remember that those were there. Because I very rarely think of them. Can I... Ukraine is a bit south. Fuck, I don't know. I can't remember what's beside those two. It might be Ukraine. Is it Ukraine? No, Ukraine's much further south, I think. Wait. The map glitched. Yeah, fuck. So it borders Lithuania, Ukraine, and Latvia. Is it Belarus then? Is Belarus like right there? I know Europe at least, thank God. I'm actually fascinated with your guys' geography knowledge. When it comes to this part of the world, I haven't gotten a clue. Like I said, I vaguely remember the Balkans. I know that Belarus is somewhere attached to Ukraine, but that's kind of it. And you know that all of them are kind of attached to Russia. So yeah, that's kind of where it ends. The part that I'm really... 7 guesses is great, by the way. I can pay out. 1 second. My extremely poor knowledge is here. Like, anything could be here. Like, Romania is somewhere around here. Hungary is somewhere around here. I know where Czechia is. That's like here-ish, maybe. But like, I think it's like Greece, Albania... Moldova, maybe? Turkey, and fucking who knows? In this Serbia is somewhere in there. Like fucking who knows in this little area? I would not trust myself to, like, you know, fill out a map in that little place. Little place. It's fucking huge. Coffee could help with this game since they're so much closer to all those countries. I know. Well, if you live there, like, you know, if it's ever in Western Europe, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, of course. My girlfriend was talking about Bosnia and Herzegovina. I have trouble with that name. I'll pay out, by the way. My girlfriend was having trouble... I always have trouble pronouncing Bosnia and Herzegovina. There we go. My girlfriend was talking about them the other day. Because apparently there's talks of maybe a mini little country fracturing or maybe a civil war coming up with them. So, you know, choose outcome. Of course I'll get it in 10 guesses. There we go. Good. I went to Croatia just after the war ended there. They had just gotten their first McDonald's. Oh, the price of freedom. I mean, I really hate McDonald's. I don't know if this is a common thing. I fucking hate McDonald's and I always have. Even as a kid, I don't like McDonald's. I was just thinking it's a good game to play online with people from all over, but then really all of us are either Western European or entirely Western. Yeah. I mean, like, if it's 1 second, if I go click the globe to play, the one problem with the netcode in this, the map sometimes breaks and I have to like refresh. If it's anywhere in this area, oh, I'm getting it in like 4, like so easy, so great. Look at that, easy central. Anywhere else is basically a crapshoot. Or, you know, here I'm alright in. Like this area, like that's Argentina, that's Chile, that's Ecuador, Colombia, and Brazil. What the fuck else is there? I can't remember what's here. And then, you know, there's like Panama and stuff like that, and Cuba, and then there's America, obviously. So it's all fine. Mark and I are so desperate to go to Germany once COVID fucks off. I've only been once, but he's been a bunch. My girlfriend really wants to go back as well. Same thing when COVID fucks off. Like, my girlfriend has been to Berlin a couple of times and loved it, and wants to go other places as well. She wants to go to Munich. I can't remember why. Maybe it's because she really likes the Steven Spielberg film Munich. I should probably ask. Still no McDonald's here? You're not missing out. I mean, McDonald's are not nice. Like, they're just not good. I haven't been there in years, so maybe they've gotten better, but I remember, at least in Ireland, I always thought Burger King was a little bit better, if I'm honest, and that is not a common take, even here. I think Burger King is meant to be better here than in America, but like, even so. You know what the one I always used to go to when I was a kid was Abracababra, which I only recently discovered is an exclusively Irish chain. Myanmar doesn't have McDonald's. I'm kind of surprised anywhere doesn't have McDonald's. I'll make a cake and some crackers for Dreya. Yeah, like, I really liked Abracababra. One second. I think it's just an Irish thing. Abracababra. It's like a generic, yeah, an Irish fast food chain established in Dublin in the 1980s. I really thought it was like a big thing, but like an international chain, but it basically just exists in like some parts of Ireland. It's like really greasy, horrible, giant burgers, essentially. It's what you get in Abracababra. And then obviously kebabs, like fast food kebabs. It's kind of nice. I remember when I was a kid, I could not finish their burgers and had to take half of them home every time. I quite liked it. Oh yes. I think it has a reputation for being like drunk food. Like they stay open later than the other fast food chains for the pubs to empty. And then you get like, you know, doner fries. You know, this sort of shit. You get doner fries at Abracababra. Really disgusting, like, greasy food. But, you know, I mean, even in their promotional image, like, this is when their food will look the nicest and cleanest. And it looks fucking disgusting. But also, kind of into it. Jesus, ripped my diet. Anyway, let's go back. I guess I'll load up Rust now. Sure, let me go to full camera and I'll load up Rust. Should probably take off the Wii music as well. I mean, it'll take a while to even log into the fucking server. My Asian geography is poor. Mine too. Honestly, GeoGuessr helped. My Asian geography got better after I played a decent amount of GeoGuessr. I am now loading up Rust. You'll probably hear some music in the background. We have vegan doner places here, wink wink. I've never had vegan doner. I don't know, what was the last like vegan specific? I bought some like overpriced vegan lunch meats the other day and had them in a wrap this morning. It was fine. In South London, there's a takeaway called Fishkatek, which always cracks me up. I love Fishkatek. I can't think of any like really dumb pun names around me. Anyway. I haven't either, but I know they're around. I guess, is doner kebabs really, like, big in other... Like, it's pretty big here, but I imagine it's bigger in other places. I don't actually know where doner kebabs are from. Vegan shawarma is amazing. Something about the term lunch meats sends a shiver down my spine. You know, like, sort of pre-sliced deli meat, that kind of thing. As far as I know, they were invented in Germany. That's cool. Deployable chippy arcade machine. Hang on. What is this? What's a deployable chippy arcade machine? You'll be seeing it in a second, I think. Yeah, there we go. Does this mean... what, like an arcade machine you'd find in a chip shop? Oh no, Chippy's probably the character, isn't it? Available to owners of Chippy. This sentence just confused me a great deal. I don't really know what's happening. Play a game. History. There we go. And join server. Created 4 days ago. God, I'm late to this. The bread, the inbred kind. Outside of bread, it's a Turkish dish, but in Germany, someone at some point thought, but what if inbred? Bread does make virtually all dishes better, right? Like wrapping something in bread. Oh, love it. We have one of those arcade machines in the spare room. I wanted one at some point, but I think it was mainly just the novelty. Carbs, exactly. Like, I think it was just the novelty that I wanted. Like, I had an idea at one point to get one of those arcade cabinets with, like, a Raspberry Pi in it, so it's just like an emulator box, but with a arcade stick built into it. But then I realised not only is that quite expensive... Oh, thank you for following! The best bean. Is that the best bean, as in the best bean, or is that Thebes bean, as in, you know, the Greek city-state? Thebes? I don't know. Regardless, thank you for the follow. Nerd level over 9,000. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games? I don't even know what those are. Haha, the best. There we go. Actually, speaking of Thebes, where is it? Where'd I put it? Hang on. I found the book I lost. While this logs in, I'll be back in, like, literally 7 seconds. I am back. That was probably less. I'll put pictures in the Discord. Like, I'm very good at streaming, as you can tell. Somebody follows, and the first thing I do is leave the camera to, like, dead air. I found this book. I borrowed this from my parents' house. I just noticed it on the shelf and went, oh, I've been meaning to get into myths. Hang on, it's this book. And so I literally spent the morning kind of like going through the first like 30 or 40 pages of this. I'm up to the story of Prometheus. It's like old Greek myths. It's a bit weird. It's a Puffin classic, and it was written in like the 50s by this old British historian who sounds unbelievably posh. His name is Roger Lancelin Green, right? So he sounds unbelievably posh. And there's some weird sections in it. Like there's the intro where he's like, this is what the gods are, and stuff like that. And the way he puts it is just very strange, because can you tell that he's Christian? When the Greeks began to tell stories of the gods and goddesses, they were not yet particularly civilized. So the legend seemed quite normal and credible to them. As time went on, and the Greeks thought and learned more, some at least began to wonder about many of the stories. They began to realize the truth that there was only one real god, and that he was good, better than any man could be. And then he just goes back on to, like, talk about the old, Greek myths, but he's very much stresses that they were savages, basically. And I was like, not civilized. The ancient Greeks. Considering that, he, the ancient Greeks basically founded Western civilization. Like, what? What are you doing? How can you say they're not very civilized? It's alright. It's very basic, kind of childishly told stories of Greek myths, but I was like, man, gotta let everyone knows that he does not condone the mythologies. I know. When it says that he would, like, visit Greece a lot, and he got obsessed with, like, wandering around the old temples and researching them and stuff. So I was like, he probably knows his stuff, but in the 40s in Britain, when he was doing that sort of thing, it feels like people would kind of look at him and go, what's he up to? Is he thinking foreign ideas? We don't want no foreign ideas. So it seems like you get to stress that. Like, I am still a Christian. For the love of God, don't get me out of the country. It's 50 Snorri Sturluson. I don't know who Snorri Sturluson is, but that's an hilarious name. Dan Jones, English historian, hottest historian ever. 1 second. Who is Dan Jones? I think I've heard the name Dan Jones. Dan Jones. Does he do stuff? He is fairly handsome, actually. Dan Jones. What does he do? I think my girlfriend might have some of his books. We met him and I had to stop panting. We watched a I can't remember who it was. We watched Jesus, his Wikipedia photo. Fuck me. Sorry, I just looked at his Wikipedia photo. That's a handsome fucking man. Look at that. Anyway. What has he written? Because I'm sure I've seen some of his books somewhere. Also, we're in the game. I should probably tab back in. There was one history documentary that we were watching recently. I think it was on ITV, like a couple of months ago. And it was this historian talking about like the history of black people in Britain. And my girlfriend wouldn't stop talking about how hot he was. And I can't remember who he was now. Might have been David something. I can't remember his name. Fuck. I'll have to remember that later. 1 second. I'm just going to take a crapshoot on Google. ITV. History documentary series, because I think it was like a 6-part series. Black History Month on ITV. Don't know if it was during that, but maybe it was. Will I Am. Ugh. No, thank you. Good Morning Britain? That's not really... I don't... When I think of Black History Month, I don't think of Lorraine Kelly and Good Morning Britain, so... He's on Audible reading his own books on the Templars and others. Wonderful to fall asleep to. Snorri was a medieval Icelandic scholar and politician who wrote the Prose Edda, from which almost all knowledge of Norse mythology today, since most of it passed on orally. He was a devout Christian, though, and besides tons of evidences of Christian influences in his account of Norse stories, he does give a similar disclaimer along the lines of, obviously you should not believe in these stories. Anyway, whatever, I might look that up later, we'll see. Let's go to game, let's load this up. And we're in. You're sleeping. There we go! What map is this? Oh, people have already built a lot. One second. Load up map. That's why I was pressing G. Fuck me. Remember, I was playing Gothic yesterday, and I kept being confused at myself, because I kept pressing G to try and open up the world map. And I think like 3 or 4 times, I was like, why the fuck am I pressing G? Why am I pressing G to open up the map? It's M, obviously. It's because of fucking Rust. Sorry, that clicked in my head just then. Okay, we are down at the very south. It looks like everybody's up around K12, so maybe let's work our way up there. Farmed foods, French fertilizer, human skull, that's my business. Cam's Neons, a shop. Kinney's Emporium o' Stuff, is that an Irish person? It better be, otherwise that's Irish face, I guess. Sure, let's go up towards the water treatment plant. Maybe around, like, L14 and start building stuff. Rustpool Rock. Also, we're gonna need, you know, stuff. Like, wood and stone and metal and... we're just gonna need to, like, set up a base today. That's what we're gonna be doing. Killfeed said a bear. Killfeed said a llama. What's happening? Llama beat llama to bits with their dot. What the fuck's happening? A llama beat a llama to death. Cool. Oh, if there's llamas in this wipe, then I'm gonna be very happy. I love llamas. I think I've come around to liking llamas more than alpacas. It used to be the opposite. I used to think alpacas were way better. Then I met some alpacas, and they're the snootiest little fuckers you've ever met. I went to a petting zoo kind of thing. Like a little petting zoo, nature-y kind of place. And they had alpacas there, in with some goats. And we just held up some like grass or some hay to the animals. And the goat was like, fucking yes, please. Like, put its fucking legs up on the fence and was just like screaming at us for hay and to like rub its belly. It was like, please love me, I'm a goat. And then the alpacas, we offered them hay and treats, and it was just like, meh, and like trotted away like a sort of, if it was in a Disney movie, it would have a pinched-in face and a French accent. That's how I would think of it. Sea life, by the way. I love goats. I want one. I also love goats. I think they're adorable. But yeah, so since then, I've been more of a llama guy, because I'm like, those alpacas seemed a bit off. What is this? Oh, I love sharks. I'm well known in this channel, I think, for liking sharks more than dolphins. So I'd be interested in sharks. Although you can't keep captive great whites. They've never lived longer than about 20 days in captivity. It's a major plot point in Jaws 3D, which is genuinely one of the worst movies ever made. One of them is the worst thing ever. Like, it's probably the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's very funny. At one point, like, a really bad shark puppet comes towards the camera and breaks open some fake glass. It's great. It's actually worse than Jaws 4, I think, even though that's the one that everybody references. Fangy, greater than fungi. Rip fungi. Who's in here? What is this? Oh, I like it. I found that goats come in pairs and one of them will be an evil goat. I don't know if I've ever met two goats at the same time. Two goats, one Dreya. Oh, this opens. This feels like some sort of fucking lair. Oh, are these going to be filled with fish, maybe? Are these the tanks, the exhibits? Fun fact, New Yorkers bite more people than sharks do. And it's probably worse for you. Like, think of the diseases in a New Yorker. Interesting. Like, I mean, New Yorkers have to, like, breathe in New York air. I imagine you'd instantly die of, like, sepsis if you were bitten by one of them. I mean, yeah, basically, sharks are good. Sharks are cool, and they don't really attack people, and they love belly rubs. Sharks like belly rubs. Dolphins just like raping people. So many STDs. I don't know anything about New York. This is coming from a place of ignorance. All I know about New York is that everybody, you know, goes, "Hey, I'm walking here. It's a pizza pie." That's New York. Is The Godfather set in New York? I watched The Godfather fairly recently. That's my image of New York, I guess. Goodfellas, I think that might be New York. You know, gangster movies. When I was doing contract work, I was staying away from home, and the shared house landlord had two goats in the garden. It was terrifying going to smoke. They were just looking after your health. I don't know. If I had Dreya sums up New York in 5 seconds. Like, if I had the room, I would have a couple of hens and a couple of goats and maybe a pig. And maybe like a little rescue cow, something like that. I like them. I think they're fluffy and cute. On the way to my GP, I should probably gather materials, by the way, before anything else, instead of just wandering around by the coast. But I might build on the coast. I've never built on the coast in the one other wipe I've been in. But what was I saying? Sorry, I've just completely lost the plot. I'm thinking about fucking goats now. I have no idea what I was about to say. Like, none. Which is worrying, considering it was 5 seconds ago, and I am relatively young. Like, that really shouldn't be happening yet. Let's use a rock. There we go. Open up this. Wait, do I have the nudity filter on? I do, thank God. I thought that might reset between wipes. I didn't know. Oof. Welcome to ADHD. That doesn't happen to me often, but occasionally you do get the thing of, like, which I think is universal, where you just, like, walk into a room and completely forget what you were saying. It does happen to me a lot while streaming. It's because I think what I think about it, like, is my brain has, like, a really bad CPU. Like, it has a decent amount of RAM, and it has, like, you know, everything else about the rig is fine if my brain is a computer. The CPU does not have enough resources to think about 3 things at once. So, I'm talking, I'm playing, and I'm keeping an eye on, like, the levels and stuff. So, occasionally, you'll probably notice my eyes go in different directions, and I just forget to speak. That's kind of how my stream goes. My RAM is corrupted, I think. So annoying, I forget what I'm talking about while I'm talking about it. That does suck. Like, again, 5 seconds ago, I was trying to make a point, and now that point is gone forever. Like, lost in the ether. Like, you know, a dissipating cloud after a gust of wind. It's gone. What can I make with wood? Can I make anything good with wood? Can I make some tools, clothing? I can make a hammer. Ugh. Make anything else? Building plan is necessary. We should make... Yeah, let's just gather up a bit, and then... What's that, metal? I need stone. You have more than 2 RAM. So, yes, thank you! Something on the way to my GP's office, as I'm walking to my GP. It's about a half an hour walk, 25-minute walk, something like that. Unless I forget an appointment. Children cheering. Unless I forget an appointment, which isn't playing. Oh, I might have, like, broken that. 1 second. Did I disable that somehow? I did. There we go. It should be working now. There we go. Anyway. I've almost forgotten again. Yes, there we go. When I'm going to my GP's office, It's a little bit of a one. Or vengeance, Jesus. The loud one that I keep forgetting to turn down. I pass like a little mini homestead kind of area where there's a house and then behind it is like a long garden and there's like fenced off bits and there's some adorable fat little hens in there. They just kind of like run up and down and like look out at you as you're passing, and it takes all of my willpower not to jump in and like break down the fence and take them because they're so fucking cute. They're so round and they look like bird versions of the guinea pigs. I love them. I really want some hens. I think I might just get some hens and just not tell my girlfriend. I think I might just like go to my rescue place and get hens. Where does vengeance come from? Vengeance comes from, for about 2 streams about 6 months ago, maybe, I played Arena, which is the second or first Elder Scrolls game. No, it was Daggerfall. It was Daggerfall, which is the second Elder Scrolls game. It did not last long because it's almost unplayable by modern standards. It's a slight disaster of a game, but one character in it is a giant ghost who follows you around the main capital city and screams vengeance at you, and it scared the fuck out of me, and so I made it into a soundbite. I downloaded the sound files from that game and found the vengeance.org file. Want to learn fun facts about Christopher Columbus? I already know a decent amount. We do learn a little bit about Columbus in school. You know, mainly all the slave murder. But, you know, yes, he never landed in North America. He landed in the Caribbean. Or Caribbean, if you're wrong. Sorry. But, yeah, it was like West Indies or something like that is where he landed. Never even landed in the main continent. What a fool. Yeah, and then, you know, all the murder. Basically, it's like what was that line we did in school where it was like somebody talking about him contemporaneously, like in 1490 something, whenever he was around. It was a source from the time saying you can always find where Christopher Columbus's ships are going by the trail of dead bodies floating in the water behind them. They went, "Oh, that's grim, Jesus." Where should I build, then? Hang on. I should build just a wooden shack to start with, at least, because then I can get some tools going, right? I should probably eat as well. I don't know. I'm never quite sure how to start in these games. What are you? Oh, you look nice. This reminds me a lot of that episode of The Simpsons, where they get stuck in that other city, because they steal a car and get a fake ID, and, you know, they're wearing wigs on the path. You know that episode? And there's like that big dome. I think it was for a World's Fair. I'm sketchy on the details. It's been a while. For gold that he didn't find because they didn't have any gold. Yep. What is this? Oh, I'm starving. Hang on. Eat mushrooms, please. Eat mushrooms. I haven't eaten mushrooms in a long time. Once I stopped being forced to eat mushrooms by my parents, I went through a period of, like, years where I didn't eat a mushroom. Now I'm kind of into mushrooms again. Like, I sort of like fried, like, thinly sliced and pan-fried mushrooms are quite nice. But I never think to buy them because that bias is still ingrained into me of, like, you don't like mushrooms. He did bring, like, chilies to Europe. Well, it's all alright then. I hated learning about Oliver Cromwell in an English school. I was about to say, they probably don't really talk about him that in depth, do they? I think, isn't there still statues of Oliver Cromwell in England? Which is fucking insane. He killed so many people. He's basically synonymous with fucker in Ireland. So, like, it's bizarre. Ooh, what are you? It's bizarre that that he's, like, not really talked about that way in other countries. Oliver Cromwell. I mean, he's in... I watched a movie recently, an Irish movie called Wolfwalkers, with, weirdly, Sean Bean as one of the main characters, considering it's an Irish movie. But it's about these two people... It's about an English settlement in Cromwell's time, an English plantation in Ireland around Dublin, right? And about how we killed all the wolves, basically. It's about how Irish and British people destroyed the ecology of Ireland, essentially. But, Oliver Cromwell's a character in it, and he's a villain. And I was like, oh, that's really unusual to see. And then I went, oh yeah, it's an Irish movie. That makes sense. Of course he's the villain here. But yeah, Sean Bean's really good in it. I really, really like Sean Bean. He did bring like chilies to Europe about 600,000 dead people. Oh my god. Wait, is that Cromwell or the other one? Columbus. I mean, they're both fuckers, basically. Sean Bean has daddy vibes. I hate that has been uttered in my chat, but sure. He does play a dad, so if you're into that, he plays a stern but well-meaning dad in it, which I think is basically what people want from him. That's why I said. Was that all the sulfur? I don't even want sulfur. I thought this was rocks. God damn it. I love Sean Bean. I also love Sean Bean. Well, I did recently enough learn about some, like, sketchy things he's done in the past, but, you know, we'll forgive him because he's a very good actor. I mean, he's Boromir. I can't not like him, right? Oh, this might... If more stuff comes to light, maybe this will be a very badly aged clip. Who's there? Who's there? That sounds like an NPC. Yeah, he's a fantastic Boromir. I cried when he died in the movie last time I watched it. I actually, like, full on, like, teared up and, like, tears going down my face. It's really, really good. Also, goddammit, not another one. Well, this is, like, a very old one, I think. Oh, it's a fucking bear! Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Oh. Oh, fuck! No, don't kill me! Fuck off! Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, so First Life didn't go particularly well. Pet the bear. I would if they'd let me. I've never seen a bear because we don't have bears here. You didn't pet the bear. We don't have bears here. I don't think we've ever had bears here. Have there ever been bears in Ireland? 1 second. Did we kill them all like the boars and the wolves? We used to have lots of wolves and boars and stuff, but we murdered them all. Hang on. Bears, Ireland. I mean, I didn't even fucking have anything on me, so it doesn't... Yeah, we did, but they all died. Cool. Lovely. I wish there were still wolves in Ireland. I've mentioned this before. Occasionally, you'll see, like, in the Dáil, they'll introduce a bill to, like, rewild Ireland a bit and reintroduce wolves, but it never really takes off because they'd have to reforest first because there's nowhere to live. Are there wolves in the UK? There's a few Scottish wolves, I think, that they reintroduced, and now they're kind of thriving a bit, I think. Britain and Ireland don't have any wildlife. Ireland especially doesn't. I think we have about 6 badgers and some foxes left, and that's about it. I don't think we really have anything else but birds. Like, I've seen an otter a couple of times. We used to have a lot of fucking dolphins, and now they're all dead as well because of pollution. So, like, we haven't done particularly well. Bears are now extinct on the island. The brown bears lived in Ireland, so like grizzlies, basically. Eating red deer, which are now almost extinct here. Wild boar, extinct. Irish hares, still exist, but not as many. And Atlantic salmon, I think maybe endangered. There's a joke to make here about bears, otters, and birds. You've just reminded me that otters are a slang term. I forgot about that. An otter, from what I remember, is a, like, hairy twink, basically? Am I even allowed to say that? But, you know, it's like bear is like a big hairy man. And then twink is like small slender man. And then, not slender man, that would be rough. Although maybe you'd get off on the tentacles. And then otter is, like that, but like hairy. Basically. Hello, Mikey, welcome. Good time to join, I guess. Sorry, I'm just reading about bears in Ireland. Like a skinny bear. What are birds? Birds is sort of like vaguely sexist British slang for women. Beds is how it's usually said. Oh, captive bears and reintroduction. Habitat loss has made it impossible to reintroduce bears to Ireland. Well, fuck. Wait. There are 3 brown bears left in Ireland. Rescued from a private zoo in Lithuania, residing in Wild Ireland, which is a reserve on the Inishowen Peninsula. I have never heard of this. It doesn't have a Wikipedia page, and it's only 23 acres, which is very small. 23 acres. I think I went to Photo Wildlife Park and was surprised at how small it seemed. And that's like 120 acres. Oh, there's some bears. Bears. Look at that. Bears. These are the Irish bears, apparently. Well, they're Lithuanian bears, but they're now Irish bears. They count. Oh, it's like saying broads in America. Yes, definitely. Them broads. Broads. Sorry, it's just broads is funny to me. Anyway, bears. Love them. Brown bears are scary. Yeah, they're the scary ones, right? The ones with the humpback that can, like, rip you to shreds in a second. Black bears are the ones that are cowards, and you can just kind of go rah at them, and they go rah and run away. What did I see recently? It was two pigs chasing away a bear. Hang on. Pigs chasing away bear. It was a black bear. Pet pigs chase up to I almost said double team to chase off an attacking bear. Amazing. Here we go. So this black bear is... Oh no, I forgot how violent the pig was. I've seen it too. The pigs are scary. 1 second. Let's go to YouTube so it's cropped better. Just look at the fucking running leap that the pig takes at the bear. The bear is fucking terrified of these pigs. No, I feel sorry for the bear. He's like, I fucking went into the wrong pen. It's very sad. And he's like, I'm out, please. I really like that video. I just like watching pigs do anything, I think. Anyway, let's go back to the game. I'm slightly over my death now. The other pig comes out and is like, fuck, that was a mistake. Yeah, respawn. Sip of tea, respawn. Where the fuck am I? I guess we'll make our way up to the... Oh, it's so dark. God damn it. I guess we'll make our way up here? Like, north? Am I even going north? Yes, this is north. So I want to go... Well, where am I? I should probably be checking. I am... Where? Oh, I'm up here. This actually looks alright. Maybe I'll settle around here by, like, G13, H13. Unless that's like a crater. Sorry for the hiccup. Abandoned supermarket kind of area, like along this road. That might be a good place to settle. Pigs be like, you walked into the wrong house, fool. It's basically a home invasion for the pigs. It's a bit like... It reminds me a little bit like a much more violent and big version of how the guinea pigs first interacted with the cat. Which was the cat kind of crept up to them a little bit. And the guinea pigs went, rah, and then, like, ran at him and tried to, like, headbutt him a little bit. But he, like, skipped away. So, you know, similar. Very busy round there. Frames are quite shite already. Okay, maybe not then. Maybe up by... the L's? Like K14, L14, something like that? They are the invaders. Well, no, the guinea pigs were there first. Like, the cats knew. Well, the cat they got at the end of... At the start of winter, I think, last year. I'm in 016, very quiet by the outpost. 016. 016 is down there. Ooh, maybe I'll go down there then. Like, maybe around, like, M15? So, you know, like, in this kind of area, you know what I mean? Let's go off in, like, the northeastern kind of area. Looting boxes as we go. Because, you know, if I could get a gun... What the fuck is that? A heartbeat, breathing, humidity, and footstep sensor. I thought it was a wall-mounted penis, is what I thought. So, different. Oh, some goggles. Put on some goggles. No, don't throw away your fucking goggles. Put on some diving mask. There we go. Oh, that's way worse. Never mind. I don't like that. Tambo lives on that hill and was raiding anyone who moves near him, just FYI. Fucking Tambo. Fine. Sci-fi tech pog. Is that something? What have I gotten? This. I don't wonder what this is. I don't know what you'd use it for. I guess it would be like a motion sensor for your house. I'm hoping to find some sort of, like, cool gun or something, basically. Is this... How's this, if you've been in this server already, how is it looking so far? Like, is this more vicious than the last one started, do we think? Modern Warfare 2 heartbeat sensor. Fuck me, the thunder. Modern Warfare 2 heartbeat sensor. I have never played a Modern Warfare game. Yes, oh no. I have never played a Modern Warfare game. Or a Call of Duty game? Are they the same thing? 1 second. Modern Warfare is... I think it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare, isn't it? This shows how little I've played. The one time I've ever played anything Call of Duty related was when I was like 12 probably. Maybe like 13, 14 at the very latest. I played a little bit of Call of Duty 4 with a friend. I think whatever one is set during World War II and had a zombie mode. I think they might all have zombie modes, but like where you had to like barricade walls and stuff. I played that for like 3 days or something with a friend, and that was it. And went, not really into COD, I think. COD 4 was the first Modern Warfare. Then there was like 2 and 3 just Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 2019. Oh, it's that kind of system, like Madden or like FIFA kind of style. Which again, I've never played. I see so many streamers who like specifically play games and make an entire career off of games that I've never even played a second of. Like, man, these must have big audiences. Like, I've never played PES, or whatever it's called, Pro Evolution Soccer, or Football Manager, or any sports game, really. The only sports game I've ever played... Ooh, a pedal, that's good. Well, it's not, but you know, it's something. The only sports game I've ever played in my life was I would play... What's it called? PGA Tour, like Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2008. I played. That's the one I played. We need to get you on Dead by Daylight. I own it. I should probably install it. Yeah, I saw you like play with, you know, viewers and stuff. I should probably like install it at some point because I do own it on what's it called? Fucking Epic Store. They gave it away free for ages ago. And I went, may as well. Why not, right? Do it, play with us. If you remember from like 2018 to 2020, game studios were super into dropping unnumbered titles. Yeah, honestly, no company does naming better than PlayStation. Like, just the fact that it's just like, you know, people mock it a lot, so it's a tired thing, but anytime I see like Xbox, I don't know what the latest Xbox is, just off the top of my head. We're gonna have to rotate soon enough. Like, I don't know what the latest Xbox is. Like, is it Series X or Series S? I have no idea at all. So, Sony is the worst product namer usually, but at least the PlayStation is like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and then, shocker, outfield, PlayStation 5. It's great. Like, I will always know what the latest PlayStation is. I have no fucking clue what the latest Xbox is. And, you know, Nintendo are just as bad. Like, one of the reasons the Wii U failed, wasn't it? That, like, people didn't know if it was just, like, a fucking add-on for the Wii instead of a completely separate console, because it was just called basically the same thing. Check out their audio stuff. Oh, I have heard their audio stuff is incredibly confusing, to be fair. It's sort of both. Oh, is it one of those things where it's like there's 2 different versions of the current Xbox? Did I just get bloody? No. Sorry, I'm paranoid because I saw a pig earlier. They'll name an earbud. I almost said an airbud. They'll name one of the Airbud movies DXH55000S and expect me to remember that. When are you going to add hydrate back? When I remember to. Yes, exactly that. Oh no. That better be the boar. Yeah, it's the boar over there. Okay, so are we nearly there where I want to settle? No! Ah, it's a fucking wolf! No! Don't kill me again! Not again! Not again, please! Fucking Jesus Christ. This is more of a brutal start. What is horrible bean? Oh, for fuck's sake. Fine. This is a horrible bean. Because I have a lot of these left over. 1 second. I might be able to run back there in a second. I'll do this first. I have a lot of these left over from the charity stream I did. And I'm not fucking eating them for fun. So, I remember this now. I will spin the wheel. And take a horrible bean. Maybe it'll be a nice bean. The only one I can imagine actually liking on this list is pear. Like a pear-flavored jelly bean sounds quite nice. Every other thing sounds fucking awful. Peach, birthday cake, licorice. These are all the good ones. Anyway. So you can see I'm spinning. This is licorice or skunk. Again, probably the worst one, because I don't know if I've ever gotten licorice, because I fucking hate licorice so much. But both times I've tried this before, it has been probably the worst thing I've ever tasted. Where's my water? Actually, before I even eat this one. That's licorice. So it's definitely fucking skunk scrape. Oh, fucking, it's still awful. It's not as bad as the skunk scrape, but it's genuinely bad. Like, who the fuck likes licorice? Like, this could be a bad flavor on another roll, I think. I want to get it out of my teeth. Like, I want to chew it so you get your points worth. But, like, it's fucking awful. Ugh. If you like licorice in the chat, explain why. Licorice is great from Lamp. Why? How is it good? I want to see an empty mouth here. I really like anise though, so maybe that helps. Isn't that basically what licorice is? Because it's good. Licorice. Licorice whip. Licorice is a herb. Oh, they've done the American thing. They've written it with A-N in front of herb. Licorice is an herb that grows in parts of Europe and Asia. Licorice root contains which causes side effects when eaten large amounts. Chemicals in licorice are thought to decrease swelling, decrease so it's an actual, like, plant. Oh, okay. Anise tastes almost the same, not the same herb, though. I absolutely hate licorice grow shit. Me, whenever I have licorice. What am I clicking? Still bits in my teeth, hang on. Genuinely disgusting. Weird Finnish guy freaks out over licorice. This thumbnail alone is one of the worst things I've ever seen. Can I show this? Lots of Finnish that I don't know how to speak coming up.
Suomessa on uusi, uhkaava, järkyttävä, uhkaavaksi.
Okay, so it's a man who looks a little bit like he was animated by Pixar in the 90s.
Ystäväni. Ja mä arvoin.
He's deep sniffing that licorice. I know you can't see it, by the way. 1 second, I'm just making sure it just doesn't like projectile vomit or something. What's happened? What's the internet? Why is it like this? What? Is this just what Finnish people are like? What's happened? That's a great face, I'll just say that. Is this SNL? Oh, it's... Nothing could be less funny than SNL, so I hope not. Finns are just crazy. Okay, sorry. That's really good. That face is fucking great. That whatever noise he's making there. It's like pain mixing with pleasure. Like, I mentioned this a couple of days ago on Discord. I was barefoot and I stepped in some nettles in my garden. A part of... After I stepped in it, it was like a moment of pain. But then, like, 10 minutes later, I was like, I'm kind of enjoying this. Like, the pain had dulled to a point where it was like, oh, I think I might, yeah. Like, not in a sexual way, but just sort of like, I liked the feeling. You know how, like, when you have, like, a tooth loose, and it's, like, sort of painful, like when you're a kid, and you just sort of, like, move it with your tongue to cause some pain, and it was sort of, like, satisfying pain? It's a bit like that. Or, like, if you have, a sore fingernail or something, and you, like, kind of fuck with it in order to make it, like, you know, just kind of feel the pain. No, that's just you. Am I a masochist? Does it turn out? Cool t-shirt as well. I like the t-shirt. Is that what masochism is? I actually completely get what you mean. Am I a masochist? I'm not even surprised. Oh no. I enjoy a bit of pain. Yeah, I think a certain sort of like, if it's not sharp pain, like if it's an ache kind of pain, I think it's quite satisfying. Like, it's almost the same feeling you get when you like stretch or like a deep tissue massage, that kind of pain. Or when you like if you've been cramped up in your chair all day and you're editing and you're fucking typing, and then you do like a stretch that's like it cracks bones in your back and it like borders on hurting. That's real nice. Licorice over pain, I am oh, but oh well. Like, that's really good, and it's that kind of thing. Odd people are the best. Yeah, exactly. Satisfying pain is how I describe it. Let's go back to the game. Being tattooed pain is kind of nice, or a really good scratch. Yeah, exactly. I need to cut my nails, because I've gotten out of biting my nails as a habit, so my nails are relatively long now, and I keep waking up in the morning covered in scratches. It looks like I've been attacked by a cat. Hang on. I don't know if you can even make this out. It's this... where is it? You can't really... Oh, no, you can a little bit. See that scratch there? That was slightly bloody this morning when I woke up. I was like, how did that happen? Then I noticed that I just, like, scratched myself in the night. And I was like, oh, that's not normal. I shouldn't do that. So I have, like, scratches on my arms. It's really bad. I have woken up with blood on my legs because I've forgotten to like, cut my toenails before. And I walk around barefoot. I think I am a goblin. I think that's what we're learning. Anyway, let's go back to the game. Oh, the pain of emotional neglect is my favorite. Honestly, I get that too. Wait, how do I respawn? Oh, there we go. Jesus, I clicked the wrong button. I kind of get that too. I enjoy being lonely, I think. I think I like... Sometimes, if I don't see anybody for a few days, it just kind of hits me, and I'm like... I think I might be lonely, but in a way I'm kind of enjoying. I like the isolation. I think I'd do well, at least short term, on a desert island. I think as long as it was over in a few weeks, I think I'd be into it. I'm like, oh, this is... I like this. Yes, exactly. Where the fuck am I now? Oh, Jesus Christ. I think I'm back down here somewhere. No. Oh, I'm over here. Oh, we actually didn't... Yeah, we can maybe find our way back to the wolf awful thing. So, a vacation. Well, I don't know. I've never been on a holiday on my own. I think I might like it. But I've never been on a holiday on my own. Like, if I went on holiday... Now, I don't know if I ever will again. Like, I because I have Emma. I don't really feel, like, flustered or uncomfortable around Emma. But, like, any time I've ever gone on a holiday, it's been with, like, a group of people. So I never really get that, like, isolated, nice feeling. It's usually when I don't go on holiday and other people do. I've been on holiday on my own, it's fantastic. I think I might want to, but I don't know when the opportunity would ever arise. I can feel lonely surrounded by others just as well, lol. Yeah, that's true. That's a different kind of loneliness. Pure isolation is lovely. When you're, like, outside of a group, that sucks. Don't like that pain at all. That just takes me right back to secondary school. Back when I still slightly cared about being involved in things before life got me down, and I was, like, outside of a group of friends going like, hi, I'm here too. Hi, I'm Dreya. That's a rougher kind of experience. I've been to just Glasgow, so there were I've both been to just Glasgow, so there were some people around in an isolated cabin in Sweden, which is nice in a whole different way. I think I'd like an isolated cabin. I remember I was... Where was I wanting to go? There was something like... I saw like an isolated treehouse suite thing somewhere in some, like, secluded, like, backwoods area of the country, and I was like, that's where I want to go on holiday. Not anywhere, like, built up. I just want to go into the woods. Like, my girlfriend was asked, because she likes traveling, and she was like, where would you like to go most in the world? If you could. Like, price isn't an issue or anything like that. And I was like, I don't know, I don't really care if I'm honest. And then she was like, well, think of like where you would ideally like to be on a holiday, and then match that to where a country is. And I was like the environment you'd like to be in. And I couldn't think of anything but like, big, lush, dense forests. And I was like, maybe like national parks in America then, because those are really fucking cool. Like, like a big national park in America, like Yellowstone or Yosemite or something like that. Like big lush forests and mountains and meadows, and just kind of like nothing in any direction for like 100 miles. I'd love that, I think. That would be cool. Can I get high quality metal if I break this down with a rock? I'm not really sure. I didn't buy a house so I could go to other places. Yeah, I mean, also buying a house is, depending on where you are, the most expensive thing on the planet, I think, right now. There you can experience the pain of being mauled by wildlife. I mean, it turns out I'm a masochist, so maybe I'd enjoy that. Maybe I want to get Timothy Treadwell. That's a dark joke I just made. I don't know, for the full experience, I'd have to be rejected from the cast of Cheers and then get eaten by a bear, I guess. You need to make sure you go to the right forest. Some are quite hostile. Yeah, I mean, where was the bears in Timothy Treadwell's thing? Grizzly Man, if you haven't seen it. If you don't know who Timothy Treadwell is, there's a movie called Grizzly Man, which is a documentary narrated by Werner Herzog. It's where probably most people know Werner Herzog from at this point. Maybe, actually now it's probably The Mandalorian, right? Ah, fucking wolves! Stop killing me! Fucking run. I can't deal with the wolves. I can't think of the wolves. I can't be around them. Where the fuck even am I? I'm north of where I need to be. You turn into Radagast within a day if you went to Yellowstone. I'd like it. I'd like that. I'm in Scotland, where it's surprisingly affordable outside of Glasgow and Edinburgh. Yeah, I guess that's probably true. It depends on the country you're in. Yeah. I think the average house prices here are insane. Oh, I'm down there is where I need to go, isn't it? Ugh. I'm right off this cliff. Are there any more wolves around? Is my body even there? I don't really see it, but, I mean, it's not like I'm attached to this cliff, so sure. I thought you might be talking about Grizzly Man. It's the one where there's audio of him and his girlfriend being eaten alive? Yep. I don't think it's ever been released, but there is a shot in that movie where you see Werner Herzog listening to it, and just his face is just stony, and you're like, I don't really want to listen to it. Fair enough. I can see why they haven't released it, I guess. Yeah, my stuff's gone, isn't it? God damn it. Oh, there it is! Never mind, I'm amazing. Okay. This might be enough to start a little home. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I even have a little hat back. Anything else? No. Let's eat, please. Why the fuck? Why is there audio? Because he recorded everything in his life. Like, what I should say is, Timothy Treadwell was a guy who basically got disillusioned with the world of men and went out to live in the forests of America with a group of grizzly bears, like a tribe of grizzly bears. And it went completely fine for a while. Do I have to finish? It went completely fine for, a few years. And then a rival bear came in and tore him up and ate him and his girlfriend. But he recorded everything. He, vlogged everything. And so there's tapes of the entire thing. His entire life was filmed. It was cool right up until it wasn't. Yeah. Yeah. I think they might have killed the bear as well, which sucks. Even though, bear experts were like, yeah, it's no reason to kill the bear. The whole, taste for human meat thing won't be a problem because it's so far out. And I don't know if that's real anyway. Am I in the right place now? No, I need to be going straight east. There we go. We will set up a fucking house, I guarantee it. People are so worried about not leaving enough behind when they die. I'm kind of the opposite. If when I die, I can press a button. One of two things I want to happen. First choice would be immortality. If somebody could come and jab me with a serum that basically turns me into, a vampire, but without the whole blood drinking part, sure. Just Jab me with that. I'll go on forever. I'd love it. I know a lot of people don't like the idea of immortality. I fucking sign me up. I'm gonna jab myself and then probably everybody else I know before they can stop me, and then we'll all be fine and we'll live forever. That's my first choice. Other than that, if that's not an option, give me a button so that just at the point of death I can press it, and all evidence I ever existed is gone. Like, that's the other option I'd like. If I can't have immortality, the second one, please. Like, I just get thrown in a ditch and all online presence of me is erased. I'd love that. Yeah, I'd be on board. Everyone acts like immortality would suck. At least you can see all the shit that happens. That's it. If I became immortal tomorrow, the first thing I would do is just sort of go pick a direction and walk. I'd go like, I don't have to worry about age or anything. That's... So I mean, you'll just sort of accrue money and shit as you live through interest and stuff. So you can just kind of go and just wander around and experience stuff. And can you imagine, like, you'd see, like, space travel and shit, and it'd be good. You could, like, colonize space and just live forever. Just get super educated. It's like, there is a movie that I love that bizarrely has this kind of plot. There's a movie that I really love. It's a Jim Jarmusch film, because I'm that kind of guy. I love Jim Jarmusch. I'm that kind of fucking pretentious hipster, right? It's a movie called Only Lovers Left Alive. And it stars Tom Hiddleston and Tilda Swinton as ageless vampires who have been allowed alive for something like 2,000 or 3,000 years, something like that. And so they're fucking ancient vampires, and they have become so sort of bored and insular, and to the point that they're just sort of like lazy goths. It's great. So they just hang out in different countries around the world, just being like... And he's like an incredible guitarist who puts out... You know, he knows every instrument because he's been alive for 2,000 years. He just learned every instrument because he had that much time. So he just, like, puts out guitar music and collects fancy guitars and stuff, and then puts it out under different names so nobody figures it out that he's an immortal. It's a very good movie. I like it a lot. I think she's a painter. You know, artsy, pretentious shit like that. That would be a good one. I do love that movie. And again, it's just sort of like a nice... We're actually very different, my girlfriend and I, because we had the exact different reaction to that movie. We watched it and I went, that looks like the best life you could ever have. It's so good. Yeah, he's suicidal throughout it, and he has like a gun loaded with a silver bullet, and like he's, you know, questioning whether he wants to live anymore. But he has the option. Like, why wouldn't you take the option, right? And she was like, oh, that sounds like hell. I would never want to be immortal. And I was like, oh yeah, sign me the fuck up. I'd love it. How many times are you going to loop the earth? Yeah, that's the problem, I guess. You would loop around a lot. Can I make a stone hatchet? I can! And a stone pickaxe. Why wasn't I making that before? I'm so dumb. There we go. Let's mine some rock. And then soon we will build. I like Jim Jarmusch in general. I think his latest movie was not meant to be very good. If you don't know who Jim Jarmusch is, he's sort of like very pretentious indie director who I like. But I really like Down by Law. That might be my favourite of his. But I think his latest one was like a zombie comedy, which seems weird, and it was not meant to be very good, so I never watched it. It has Bill Murray in it and Adam Driver. I think it was called... What was it called? What was that movie called? That's going to bother me if I don't figure it out. What was it called? Hang on. I'm tapping out. Jim Jarmusch movies. Only Lovers Left Alive. The Dead Don't Die. That was it. The Dead Don't Die. And it has 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I never bothered watching it. Here we go. Back in. Am I close? Oh, I am close. I want to settle, like, close by around here, I think. I think that would be nice. If you're immune to death, I assume you'd be immune to colds and hay fever. Maybe. I don't know. I always just assumed it would be ageless. Because, again, I think I would, as much as I'm on board with the idea of immortality, I think just the anti-aging thing would be nice. Like, I don't think I'd like it if I couldn't be killed. Like, no invulnerability. Because, like, you know, I feel like that would just be too boring. That's the Watchmen thing, isn't it? Like, where... Is it Dr. Manhattan? You know, giant penised blue man. That guy. He's basically Superman, so he's invulnerable to everything and doesn't have any weaknesses, and he's just like basically a god, and he gets really bored and just goes out and like sits on the moon. You know, like it's just unbelievably boring for him after like a week, because he's like, nothing matters. So maybe I wouldn't like the like invulnerability thing, although maybe I would. It'd basically be playing life on god mode in Rust, like admin controls. But the anti-aging thing would be also at some point you'd probably want to end it, right? Like, you know, the heat death of the universe is coming, and you're like, may as well just off myself now. I think that would be nice. Is this morbid? Is this too morbid? Ageless and hard to kill, but still possible enough to have the optional way out. Basically, think Doctor Who or a vampire. Right? Those are the... Hit the tree, please. Doctor Who or a vampire. That's what I'd be into. The ability to die would be pretty rad too, in case the CIA or something takes interest in. Exactly. Like, if I could have, like, I don't know, a very specific form of, like, cyanide pill in my tooth. And then it's like, okay, if I get experimented on in any way, and I'm just like a fucking... I turn into like a brain in a jar that the CIA keeps experimenting on, then I'm, you know, taking the way out. But like every other scenario, I'd be fine, I think. Again, getting morbid, I think. But you know that would happen. Like if people found out that just you were fucking immortal, immediately the American government is gonna interfere and go like, we're gonna ET you. I think I'd be pretty happy as a vampire. I think I would too. Like it would suck a little bit. Like, you know, I wouldn't be able to lie in the sun with the guinea pigs. Is it bad that that's one of the first thing that comes to mind? But you know, I wouldn't be able to lie in the sun with the guinea pigs, but then I think about it, and that's kind of the only thing I do in the sun. Like, I don't like the sun, really. I probably have a bad level of vitamin D. Like, I'm pretty bad at sun. I hate the sun and the heat. I wake up in the evening, so I'm already halfway there. Exactly. Boar, you can fuck right off, my friend. Oh, I can't pick up mushrooms. Oh no, that was just grubs. Never mind. Basically, only die when I want to, then not exactly immortal. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I would like that. Even if it's a robot body for a while, I think I'd be fine with it. Like, if somebody went, aren't they trying to do that, but they're not there yet? Like, Peter Thiel and those freaks. Or, you know, the ones who drink teen blood. Peter Thiel, that billionaire. If you don't know who Peter Thiel is, that's a bizarre sentence to hear, but, I mean, it's already a bit bizarre. But, you know, they've been trying to figure out a way to, like, upload your consciousness to the cloud. That might be alright. Or, like, into a robot body. I'd like to have some interiority left, I think, rather than the cloud. But, you know, that'd be nice. If I could get into, like, an android body. Yeah, I wouldn't mind looking like C-3PO for, like, a few years, basically. If it meant I could get, like, a cooler, you know, a more android-y body later. Like, you know, I wouldn't mind looking like a fucking R2-D2 or, like, a Dalek or something. That would be fine. As long as it wasn't permanent. Like, I'd like to upgrade if that was possible. All I can think of is the Futurama heads. I don't think any of them have achieved anything, so Tech Bros have just sold them AI convo bots. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. I remember reading newspaper articles when I was... apparently this is immortality chat with Dreya. But I remember reading newspaper articles when I was a kid about how, like, this could be the last generation to die. And now, basically, my entire life is looking at those headlines and going, so that was a fucking lie. Like, I fucking get there, please. I'd like that. If Peter Thiel has to steal 100 gallons of teen blood, so be it. I want to live forever. I'm not going, you know, nicely and dignified to my death. I'm going to be on my deathbed going like, fuck you, you didn't make it. This wasn't supposed to happen. I wouldn't like the Futurama heads. Although, again, I guess if they can make, like, realistic bodies for me later on down the line and just put my head onto it, then I'd be fine with it. Maybe here's a good place to build, by the way. Sorry, I was just wandering around in circles for a while there. Maybe here would be a good place to build? Like on this little hill bit? I think that'd be nice. Let's build a little hut here, just for now. And then we can get to building, like, here, because this is a nice open area. So let's build something. Let's build a shelter where I can, like, get things started. That would be good. Like, oh, fuck, where can I build? Where can I build? Do I need, like... I need 50 wood. So that's not happening. Why can't I build here? Can you not build in the desert? I mean, this isn't a desert. This is like, what, a plateau, a steppe? What are they called? You know, like aridy kind of tropics. I cannot build. Cannot build this close to the water treatment plant. Oh, where's the water treatment plant? Oh, over there. Okay, well, let's head in this direction then. Sorry. I didn't think I was that close. Or at least enough VR or AR so you don't need a body? Oh, I wouldn't like that. That's getting too much into Matrix territory. I was always very anti the Matrix. Not the first movie's good, but like the idea of being in the Matrix really upsets me. I don't like that at all. I would absolutely do the fucking red pill or whatever it is to get out of the Matrix. Don't like it. So no VR or AR. But if I could, like, you know, I'm assuming at some point they will, just for, like, you know, even for trans people, I'm sure they'll, like, grow bodies and shit for, like, you know, new parts, you know, like implanting things and taking stuff out. I'm sure they'll get better at all that. Grow me a body in one of those, like, Bacta tanks from Star Wars. I demand it, apparently. VR is nice. The index hurts my leg a little, though. They are quite heavy, aren't they? I used an Oculus Quest the other day. And, yeah, they're kind of heavy. You'd want some neck support. It was a bit lighter than apparently it used to be, though. Anyway. Ooh, bot hunt. Love my bot hunt. Again, they keep evolving, and so does my bot. Yes! Again, another one. They usually come in 3s. So let's see if there's another one. Yep! Oh, no! 4! Ooh! 4 of them. That's new. They usually come in 3s. Bot raid. Yeah. At least it's not one of the hate raids. Although, you know, I'm not a woman, so it's unlikely to happen. Because, yeah. That's a thing still on Twitch. They never really solved that, did they? Is this Tembo's base then? Apparently he's been raiding. 1 second. Let's go up to L... Oh, I don't know. That's a lot. That would also be an option to just get a new body when the old one expired. Oh yeah, that is an episode of Twilight Zone. That is great. There's an extremely good episode of Twilight Zone about that, where it's kind of a dystopia because it's Twilight Zone, but they've discovered the technology to do that. 1 sec, what's it called? Go here. Not the Dead Don't Die. Twilight Zone New Bodies episode. All in caps because I'm dumb. The Trade-Ins, there we go. Episode 96 of The Twilight Zone from 1962. It's this old couple enter frame, old couple, and they're clutching each other and they're very much in love and they're very sweet. And they go, "Oh, we're here for the new body service, please." "Yes, we're here for the new bodies. We understand it's $5,000 for new bodies." And they go, "Oh, I'm sorry. That's only enough for one new body because we're a capitalist hellscape." And they go, "Oh, oh no. You should have it, dear. You should have the new body." And he goes, "No, I can't have the new body. You should have the new body. Be young again and experience life." And so I can't remember which one, but one of them is convinced to get the new body. And life is unexpectedly horrible for them. And eventually... I mean, spoilers for this, like, 70-year-old episode of Twilight Zone. But, oh, Jesus, that did way more damage than I thought. Spoilers for this, like, 70-year-old episode of Twilight Zone, but they end up realizing that neither of them should have it if both of them can't have it. And they go and hug in their old bodies and lie down and accept death. It's... because it's Twilight Zone, it has to be really fucking depressing. If Twitch is sticking their collective head in the sand over it's fixing it, then they have, lol. Yeah. I mean, that's Twitch! Not to bite the hand that feeds, but I mean, they don't feed me much, so I'll bite them all I fucking like. Oh, what was that? Fuck me. Sorry, I just got frightened by, like, a shadow or something. No! Ah! Hell, no, don't. I'm so small and fragile right now.
Oh, really?
I don't even have a gun. I don't have... Okay, maybe this will convince you. I don't even have anything worth stealing. I've only just spawned.
Maybe I just kill for fun.
Oh.
Ever think of that? Nah, not really.
Yay!
Yeah.
Just a little guy. Yeah, that's my
Got
tactic.
him. I'm just scrapping.
Thank you for your
scrapping.
kindness.
I'll leave you to your
Fantastic.
Goodbye.
Or for meat. Yeah, amazing. Good stuff. I guess I'll build here then. This is probably... It worked! The little guy thing worked! I'm so small and fragile. I am occasionally ashamed by the words that come out of my mouth on this stream when I'm in sort of panicky situations. Like, that's not something anyone should ever say. That's not very dignified of me. I'm so small and fragile. I mean, that wouldn't work in a real fight, would it? Like, if I went up to somebody in a bar and they were like insulted them, and then when they went to punch me, it just went like, no, I'm too small. It's like, I don't really like the Michael Keaton Batman. I think it's a bit boring now by modern standards. I think it's fine. But one part in it that really, really made me laugh in it is there's a scene where it's like a big climactic fight at the end where Joker, played by Jack Nicholson, is fighting Michael Keaton Batman, and he's like, Batman is like advancing towards him in, you know, that Batman way where he's like crunching towards him in his boots, and Jack Nicholson is panicking and goes like, you wouldn't hit a guy in glasses, would you? And he like puts on some big fucking nerd glasses, and then Batman just punches him in the fucking face and he falls over. And I laughed. I think the first time I saw that, I laughed for about 4 minutes solid. I thought it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I love it. I guess here, can I build here? Let me see. Yes, I can build here. Let's build a little hut right here then. Just to, you know, see what happens. We can at least defend ourselves maybe a little bit. Wait, I can't... Anti-hack? Anti-hack. Anti-hack was on for some reason. I don't know what anti-hack even is. Fighting is such an odd thing that certain things will throw it all off. I guess, like, I wouldn't really want to fight anybody. So if somebody did say, stop, I'm just a little guy, I'd probably be like, yeah, right. Like, I think if you made Zoidberg sounds, they'd be too surprised to fight. Whoop, 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 whoop. I can't even remember what noises Zoidberg makes. Zoidberg is... I haven't really watched that many episodes of Futurama. Actually, I think I watched all of the original run, but it was ages ago when I was a kid. And I think out of order, because that's how fucking TV channels used to work. They just used to play shit out of order for some reason. I liked Futurama. Although I mentioned this recently, actually, I think. I watched Futurama... like a couple of years ago, again? I watched it again, like a few episodes of it again, and it was funny. I liked it. I thought it held up okay. But I think Fry is so genuinely annoying that it kind of spoiled my enjoyment of the rest of the show. I found Fry, the character, to be so irritating that I wanted to bully him. And I'm not a bully, but I wanted to, like, reach in through the screen and throw sand in his eyes. I really found him very annoying. Other than that, it was okay. Zap Brannigan was hilarious. Which is weird, because they're voiced by the same guy. I think Billy West does, like, 90% of the voices in that. I remember being stunned at how voice acting worked when I realised that Billy West does the voice of Fry, Professor Farnsworth, and Zap Brannigan in that series. And, like, everybody else as well. I guess I'll put this triangle down. I think that's what you're meant to do, right? You're meant to have, like, a triangle thing. I don't know if I'll need a honeycomb, but, like, a little triangle wall like that. And that can be the door. Like, right here. Where's the doorway? Doorway here? Is that something? Is that anything? I think that's maybe how you're meant to set this up. Maybe. Says the human meat salesman. That was in another life. Now, will I still kill people for fun? Oh yeah, I'm gonna be fucking ruthless in this server. But I also want to set up like a fun little community thing where people only sometimes get shot by shotguns. But I am still gonna be horrible, I think. Roof now, I guess? This doesn't need to be big. This needs to be actually fairly small. So let's just put some floors on. It'll be something, and then some, a TC? How do you do that again? TC? Be a carnival guy? Yeah, maybe like a haunted carnival guy. Although, is that maybe getting a little bit too close to juggalos? Because, I am not a juggalo. I don't really understand them, if I'm honest. How do I make a TC? There, I still don't know the recipe, but it doesn't matter. Let's put this, like, here? For now? Again, I can expand at some point, it's fine. Oh, I need a roof as well, hang on. Forgot to put a roof here. Somebody could just jump in. What is it, floor triangle? Like that? Yeah, that works. Okay, TC, let's put in some wood. Like 700 wood. There we go. Now we're fine. And then doors? Let's get 2 doors. Which one is the inside door? I think that's the inside door. And then that's the there we go. That one? I'm going to assume that's fine. And then 2 locks. Where's the other lock? Did I not make another lock? I thought I had another lock. Oh, am I out of wood? I'm out of wood. Okay, well, 1 door has a lock. That's fine. And can I authorize myself? I think I already am, maybe. Ooh, tool store. You can store tools in here? I had no idea. I've been storing them in chests. Oh, and you can put a lock on this as well, can't you? Hang on. That's what I learned at the end of the last wipe. You can put a lock on these. Look at that! I'm advanced at this game now. I know this now. This is probably one of those secret tips and tricks that actually nobody really knows about. Everybody just pretends, right? Only blueprint hammer, wire tool, house tool. Okay. Ooh. Anyway. I could be like a P.T. Barnum kind of figure. He was very evil, right? So that kind of fits. Let me get a wooden storage box. Wait, you can lock them? You can! I got laughed at last time because I didn't know this. But you can lock them. It changed my world when I knew you could do that. Let me just put all of this shit away for a second. Until we get some, like, stuff set up. We'll put a wooden fireplace there. Somewhere. I don't know, how big's a fireplace? Real fucking big, Jesus. Fireplaces are huge, it turns out. I guess that makes sense. I mean, my fireplace isn't that big. Like, you could make a smaller fireplace. Also, mine is built into the wall. It doesn't really come out this far. I should probably unblock that. It's summer. It'll be insufferable if it's on in the summer. Anything else I need to do here? Well, I can turn this on, I think. I can cook some meat. Yeah, there we go. And then maybe put the rest of this in there, and we'll go out and find some stuff, basically. Actually, make a hammer. Can't. Okay, let's go find some more trees. Again, we're slightly set up, which is a good thing. And then I guess we might start laying the foundations. Once we get a lot of trees or wood or whatever, we'll start laying the foundations for our big puzzle house. You may want to upgrade the building to stone. I do need to, yes. Or wood, at least. I keep forgetting that this isn't wood by default. It's just twigs, right? I'll upgrade it to stone in a second. I just need enough for a hammer. It'll save me on wood costs as well. Give me a hammer. There we go. So how much to upgrade all the stone? I have enough. I have definitely enough, don't I? And this is a much smaller house than I built on the last server. Because apparently, the house I built on the last server was unbelievably opulent. Like, I was living like some sort of czar, essentially. Let's get the Oh, wait, upgrade blocked? Upgrade blocked. That's worrying. Why is upgrade blocked? The spikes. Oh, okay. So I'm going to need to get rid of these. Can I pick these up? Just a little pickup, maybe? No. Ow, 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 ow. Building decaying? Oh yeah, because there's no stone in the thing. Hang on. / remove spikes. /T/remove. That worked, even though it was on all caps. Spikes. There we go. And then... I'm very hurt, aren't I? Jesus. Hang on, get in here. Yeah, this is an airlock. This kind of works. And then stone. And then just these foundations. So we'll make everything... Wait, what happened here? Why did that break? What? What happened? Why did my... Where's my fireplace? Your spikes have only ever caused damage to you? Yeah, I don't think I've... I don't think I've ever hurt anybody with a spike. But I've almost died to them many times. The inner door needs to go out the way to complete the airlock. Really? Doesn't this work? Oh, does it need to be, like, facing this way, maybe? So it's like a kissing gate. I don't know if that's a thing that you've just made up, or if that's an actual term. But it's weird either way. A kissing gate. It sounds like something set up specifically for COVID. Hang on, let me put these in here. Wood, there we go. How long is this going to last? 6 days, awesome. Wait, what's still made of wood? Something's still made of wood. Oh, the doors are still made of wood. That makes sense. Let me take a little bit out then, and maybe a little bit out of these as well. Because we don't need this to last 6 days. I'll be playing this maybe tomorrow as well. Fine, so let's /remove. No, that's T/remove. Remove door. So now I have a door and a lock. So it needs to be like this. Like that? Oh, like this? Then even if both doors open, you can't get through the gate without moving the doors, if that makes sense. Oh, I understand. So like that way. Oh, so even if I forget. Oh, this is clever. Sorry, I'm sounding more and more like my mum as I age. But I realize that, I do. Exactly, now you're a pro gamer. It's like, I do realize that occasionally I go like, oh, that's lovely, or, oh, that, how neat is that? How clever these people are, the youth of today, that they've figured this out. It's all my, where'd my chest, oh, there's my chest, Jesus. So my fireplace is gone, but it might be under the floorboards? Hang on, or the stone tiles, whatever I put on here. Where's my, can I, okay, never mind. No fireplace for me. I need to get a furnace going now, like a couple of furnaces, because we need metal. More than anything, we need metal, right? So let's just get a campfire, I guess, for right now. And then we'll put furnaces along this wall. Something like that. So turn on. Maybe make some more food, because I've eaten all mine already. And then, how do I make a furnace? 1 second. Q? And type furnace. It's low-grade fuel. Oh, fuck, how do you make fuel? It's cloth and this. Okay, we're doing it. We can make it. My life since this server started is just giving people tips. I apparently need them very badly. Pro gamer strats. Oh, it's very cozy. See, this is the kind of ideal house for me. I have too many rooms. I have, 4 rooms in my house. My house, I live in a house that is the size of a flat, right? But the one benefit is that it has a garden. So I have 4 rooms and a garden, and then like an adjoining bathroom. That's what I live with. I think even that's too big for me. I think if I lived alone, I think 2 rooms would be good. Like a studio flat would be all I wanted. I don't want anything bigger. I think it's too much to manage. I don't like it. I don't like keeping it clean. I don't like arranging furniture in them. Like, you know how, I think it was a meme on Twitter that went viral a while ago, where it was like, men will live like this and see nothing wrong with it. And it was literally just a television mounted to the wall, a single, like, lawn chair, and nothing else. And I was like, I don't see anything wrong with this. Oh god, I'm the meme. I was like, oh, that seems nice, actually. I'd like that. And then my girlfriend looked at it and went, are we meant for each other? Because she wants to live like a hobbit house. Like, you know, clutter everywhere and like lots of knickknacks. And I'm like, oh, we are the antithesis of each other, I think. Like even this room here, there's too much stuff in it. There's like shelves and there's like boxes for the guinea pigs and really, that's kind of it, but even that is enough to make me go, no, I need to, like, clear out. I very much follow the Marie Kondo thing. That means you are meant for each other, because obviously you need her. If I didn't live with somebody else, I wouldn't have furniture. I think I might have a couch. I don't know if I'd have a bed. I slept for a while. One time my bed broke when I was still living at home with my parents. And I didn't bother getting a new bed, like going out shopping with them for a new bed. Because I was quite young, I was like 16, 17. So they were obviously buying it. But I didn't bother getting a new bed for about 3 weeks. Maybe 4, maybe a month. Let's say a month. So I just slept on a mattress on the floor, and I quite liked it. I'd go back to that in a heartbeat, I think. I think if my bed suddenly broke, It's a divan, so it's unlikely. But if my bed somehow broke or caught fire or something, I think I'd just never buy another one if I lived alone. But then, yeah, that maybe I do need my girlfriend then, because that, as I'm saying that, that's probably not healthy. But I kind of liked it. I think I'd like the, is it Japan that has that thing where they sleep on sort of like roll-up beds on the floor? I think I'd like that. I'd like that a lot. I think I'd be into that. I went sofa shopping on Saturday morning, then spent the rest of the day cleaning the decking. I don't have children, but I've become a middle-aged dad type. I said this on Discord the other day. I mowed my lawn the other day. Like I said, I have a garden. And I cut my grass. So I just went, I went out and trimmed around the edges and got the strimmer out and rolled up my sleeves in the shirt and mowed the lawn, and it took like an hour. And, got out the extension cords and was like coiling them and uncoiling them. And then after I was done, I put my hands on my hips and looked around and did like a good, like, satisfied nod. And then I went inside and splashed cold water on my face. And I suddenly had a horrible realization that I have become my granddad. Like, I have watched my granddad do that exact series of things about 400 times. I was like, yeah, I've just become my granddad, I think. I mean, there are worse things, but, I felt very old. Oh, I'm just wearing a hat as well. I should wear clothes. Oh, hello, fella. Welcome. Let me put those in. There we go. 400. That's enough metal for now. And then... I mean, I can't really afford any more metal. I have so little wood. Why, are you naked? Because I just started. I'm so frightened of everything. Oh, I have a drop box as well. Let's put a drop box down. Let's say the drop box goes here. Sure. Or here? Here? Nothing's here, I think. Let's put a... Is this where I access it? I don't know. How do you access... I think this is how I access the Dropbox. It should be this way. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. I have a little Dropbox in case anybody gives me post. I think you can get mailboxes in this, but I don't think I've ever put one down. I can't remember if I had one in my other base. So, we need more wood, and we need more stuff. What, right? Water barrel? I think I need that. I need that and a tarp, I think, to make a water source. And also, again, I need clothes. I need a workbench. Oh, I got so used to the luxuries. I hate it. I got so used to all these luxuries, and now I have nothing. What is these? Cloth and bone. Cloth and bone, just cloth. I can make something. I can make some burlap shit. Sure. How'd you fare at the charity stream? It did quite well. It got like 160, I think. Hang on. Let me check the total. Tiltify. Other. Tiltify. It's bookmarked, but in like 4 menus. I think it's over now, isn't it? Is it over or is it still active? I didn't actually check. Oh, I need to sign into Tiltify. Hang on. I don't know my password for Tiltify either. I just sign in through the same saved password that I've always used since I signed up for the Jingle Jam. Yeah, about €160. Pretty good. About €60 more than I thought. Restock the horrible beans reward. Have I only said it can be used once a stream? Oh, that's an oversight. Hang on. That's an oversight enough that I'll go straight in. Because I want that used as much as possible because I think it's funny. I mean, with the peppers afterwards. All right. I was a little sick. Hang on, I'm going into viewer awards. Channel points. It was... I felt about sick for a few hours, I would say. And maybe a little bit the next morning. Not as bad as I was expecting, though, actually. It was the same as last time, really. Limit redemptions per stream. Let's say 4. Let's say 4 and maybe, like, with a 20-minute cooldown. Something along those lines, right? Jesus, that cheer scared me. There we go. Sure, save. That'll do. And close window. And then back. Oh, for fuck's sake. What was I expecting? Fine, horrible bean. I have some... I'm going to pour out some nettle tea to wash it down, because otherwise I'm not going to be happy. Let's do that. Nettle bean. Nettle bean? Horrible bean. There we go. I'm going to spin the wheel again so you can see that I'm not cheating. What's that landed on? That's landed on coconut or spoiled milk. Now, I can't remember if I've ever eaten the spoiled milk one. I think I've gotten the coconut one once before, and thought it was very gross. So it's this one. It looks a little bit like milk, if I'm honest. Wait, is that the one? Or is that buttered popcorn? That might be buttered popcorn. Where's the coconut one? I think the coconut one is white and slightly see-through, maybe? I'm not really sure. They might have just, like, rubbed off on each other is the problem. Okay, I think it's this one. Oh, it looks disgusting. No, that's gotta be... Oh, they have logos on them. I've never seen that. This might be it. I don't know, see, it just says... Fuck me, that frightened the fuck out of me. Jesus. Oh my god, the light going out frightened me. Like, if you see here, coconut and buttered popcorn and tutti frutti and birthday cake are all just white. So, like, what is this? It has a little bit of colour on it somewhere, but I think that might have just been rubbed off by another bean. And then there's, like, slightly see-through ones. Okay, this is definitely coconut, because it's pure white, nothing else on it. And it's slightly see-through. That one. If you ever play Elden Ring, the amount of jump scares will be great. I will! I just haven't gotten around to it. I have too many games on the docket right now. Fine. Oh, my teeth. They're kind of yellow. That's coconut! Yes! Actually, not. It's not good. No, it's not. The aftertaste is pretty bad. It is coconut, but briefly I was like, oh, I love the taste of coconut. And I was like, oh, good, a one I like. No, it still sucks. It's just coconut does not belong in this texture. It's like a cursed bounty. It's like if a bounty was made of gelatin. It's gross. I don't like it. These aren't made of gelatin, by the way. These are vegan. I checked. Bean Boozled are vegetarian friendly. But, I think they don't have any bones in them like most do. Just checking, because I have eaten a lot of these. Yes, vegetable oils instead. Okay, good. Back to game. Teeth are normally kind of yellow. Takes a lot of work to get super white. Yeah, it's very American, I think, to have super white teeth. Oh, yeah. I mean, not good, not bad, I would say, of the coconut one. Just kind of slightly gross. But not impressive. Jesus fucking Christ. Thank you, Toto Yamoto, for fucking... I mean, not thank you. Where's my... Oh, I don't have... Do I have a torch? I do. I really should put, like, an actual light source. I thought campfires on this server didn't burn out. Apparently they do. Ooh, and it didn't burn anything! Is that new? Because I burned... If I forget meat, I usually burn it in this game. But none of them burned. That would be an amazing change for me. Let's not even talk about... Sorry, I shat myself with that as well, Jesus. Let's not even talk about English teeth and their various stereotypes. I think that basically holds true for Irish teeth as well, doesn't it? Like my teeth are kind of fucked up. They're white-ish. Did I brush my teeth today? Hang on, this is a very gross thing to realise. I genuinely cannot remember. That's bad. I think that's one of the first signs of dementia. So maybe I should be worried. But anyway, I'll brush them after the stream, I guess, just to be sure. But, my teeth are like, eh. But they have, like, a really big gap here. Like, if I clench my teeth. Because I can't really clench my teeth. If I clench my teeth, you can see there's, like, a finger's width gap in between them. English and Asian teeth might be the tea. I do. The tea probably stains them a little bit. Like, I drink a lot of tea. Nettle tea probably doesn't, which is what I'm drinking now, because it's basically clear. It's like slightly green. But black tea, which I drink a lot of, I mean, that's gotta be, like, you know, cigarettes level of teeth staining, right? Ooh, 132 metal. I can probably make something with that, right? Crafting. Do I need a workbench? Yes, I do. How do I make a workbench? I can't remember. A workbench, level 1, is wood, metal fragments, and scrap. That's actually really easy. Let's get... The Big Book of British Smiles. Oh, that's reminded me of that. Oh, I loved that joke. The Big Book of British Smiles. I love The Simpsons. It's so depressing what The Simpsons has become. I watched, my girlfriend and I watched, like, 3 or 4 in a row Simpsons episodes the other day. Because we had missed some, and we, for some reason, just out of inertia, we watched the new ones. They're not good, don't bother. They're really not, but... I watched the latest 3, and one of them was really good. One of them was actually quite sweet and nice. It's Marge and Homer get lost in the woods, and it's like they bond together. And it was like just a nice, simple plot. Felt like it could have been one of the like earlier episodes. It was like a good time, and I was like, dare I hope? Is The Simpsons good again? Dare I hope? And then I watched the two after that, and I was like, nah, they're fucking awful again. Just that was a one-off. It turns out. I love that episode. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was like Naked and Pixelated and Afraid, something like that, as a riff on that show, Naked and Afraid. I think that was on Channel 4. I can't really remember even. Was that an American show or a British show? You know, where they drop two naked people into the woods and then watch them cry. That show. I don't have enough room for my teeth, so a few of them are pushed out a bit. Correction would be quite expensive, though. Yeah, I can't remember why I didn't go for it. It might have been because it's very expensive. But I remember I was recommended braces when I was like 12, maybe? And I just never got it. I was like, it's probably be fine. And I just never bothered. My favourite one was when Lisa becomes a Buddhist during Christmas and Richard Gere has to convince her she can still have presents. That was a weird thing, yeah. Richard Gere just shows up and is like, hi, I'm Richard Gere. That was fun. I love early Simpsons. Early Simpsons is so good. It's weird what they've done with Lisa, actually. Lisa is, because and my girlfriend pointed out why it was so weird, is because, when Lisa first became a vegetarian in The Simpsons during the 90s, it was seen as, I read headlines of it to confirm this, it was seen as quite an edgy thing. Like, that a character on a thing would be a vegetarian and there wouldn't be many jokes about it. And it would be portrayed kind of positively. It was seen as quite controversial and people were quite mad about it, apparently. Conservatives, mainly. You know the type. The people who would get mad about anything in The Simpsons. But it was kind of like seen as a big deal. And now that that's no longer a big deal and vegetarianism is not seen as like this big radical thing. In fact, veganism isn't really even a big radical thing. Anymore, at least in the last 10 years or so. The Simpsons writers have gotten quite bitter about Lisa. They keep having flashback episodes where they have her, like, viciously eating an animal and, like, having her be tempted by meat a lot in recent episodes. And I feel like they're going to try and make her a meat eater again just because they seem bitter about the fact that they're not... It's a bit like TERFs, right? Less egregious, but it's a bit like... They're angry that they're no longer as edgy and relevant as they used to be in the 90s. And so they're like, now let's go the other way and be a bit Joe Rogan-y about it. Anyway, just a very, very minor pet peeve I had about recent Simpsons episodes. You don't make friends with salad was excellent, though. It was, and that's the point. The jokes were at least funny. Like, whenever they would make a joke about vegetarianism or veganism, it was funny. Like, the whole, I'm a level 5 vegan, I don't eat anything that casts a shadow. That's fucking hilarious. I quote that all the time. It's a really funny joke. The modern ones, not so much. But maybe that's just the quality of Simpsons writing in general. It's just no longer very good. I should probably get a water source set up as well, shouldn't I? I have wood. I should probably be building a workbench. That was the whole thing. Go workbench. There we go. Workbench level 1, craft. What can I build now? Metal tools? We're getting there. We're getting there. I mean, it's slow going, really. I think if you're speed running this game, you can get all this done in like half an hour, probably. It's been over 2 hours. And I'm just about to get metal tools. Not great at this game, I think it's fair to say. How much for a cool sword or something? A crossbow, that's good. A nail gun? Ooh. How do I make nails, though? 1 second. How do you make nails? Nail guns are just metal fragments. Probably not great, though. I wouldn't want to be shot with a nail gun. But at the same time, if I were going to be shot with a crossbow or a nail gun, I would 100% choose the nail gun. Maybe a crossbow? I want a machete, at least. I think that would be cool. 1 second. Weapons. Can I not make anything else? Oh, I think I'm kind of limited here. Okay, make a machete. And then make... Probably shouldn't have. My combat knife's probably better, isn't it? Yeah, it's way better. Why did I bother making a machete? Whatever. Make some metal tools. That'll be fine. Make some... And now I can't make a fucking thing either. Make some metal tools, if you can. Nope, not enough metal. Oh my god, it's 125 metal. Jesus. Nail guns are the noob options. Crossbows are the Chad option. Virgin nail gun versus Chad whatever it was, crossbow. There we go. Sure. Let's go make some shit. Please make something. Make a crossbow. Fuck it. After this, but no. If I can only make one. Oh, can I make a crossbow anymore? I can. Fuck it. Make a crossbow. My aim, as was proved last time I played this, my aim is pretty fucking good in this game. Like, it's not incredible, but it's pretty good. It's not bad. How many arrows can I make? 4 arrows? Well, it's not very good. Does it make them in batches? Does it make them in, like, batches of 5? It makes them in batches of 2. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Let's go crossbow, then. Crossbow for ranged. There we go. Put my ammo there. Should probably make more chests as well. Running both is the play. Reload. And I have gloves, so I'm not completely naked. I wish people could make decent edgy jokes. It's to the point where all anybody seems to want to say is slurs and genuine insults. Yeah, I mean, it's like the Dave Chappelle thing about trans people, where I watched some of that, and it was basically just him ranting. It's like, I think it's always been a little bit like that when it comes to edgy jokes, though, because sometimes they're funny. Like Blazing Saddles is legitimately one of the funniest movies I've ever seen, and that's quite an edgy movie. But I remember I watched Eddie Murphy Raw, which is a stand-up thing from the 80s that's really critically acclaimed at the time. It was like beloved. And it opens with just like a full 10-minute rant about how gay people are evil. And I was like, there's no joke. Like, if it was funny, maybe, but like, there's no jokes. It's literally just about how they all have AIDS. And I was like, man. Like, the delivery wasn't funny, it was just angry. And I was like, Eddie Murphy can be really fucking funny. Like, it's just he decided not to that day. Like, Eddie Murphy can be really funny. Like, in that same stand-up, later on, it's great. But it's just that opening is, like, really bad. Like, it's not... despite what he's saying, it's just, like, also just not being delivered very funnily. He seems very serious, basically. They could never make Blazing Saddles today, you know, since it was already made. I love that genre of joke, where it's like, they could never make X movie today, because the actors would read the script and go, hey, this is X movie. Blazing Saddles is great, but was this tree always here? Hang on, am I going mad? Was this tree always here? Was this... I'm going to assume that it was. I don't want to chop down this massive, like, oak or anything. This is an oak, right? Let me see the leaves. Those are oak leaves, I think. I love pretending to be an angry boomer for about 3 seconds. Yeah, it's great. It's like that genre of memes that are like, / the pack. Where it's like meme templates that are used by like unironic 60-year-old men who have sunglasses and a truck in their profile photos, but made wholesome. I love that genre of meme. It's great. 1,000 wood? That's something. I need more metal, though. Yeah, well, that's what the wood was for. More metal fuel. Wait, was that somebody? Did I just see a naked man wandering past? Was that something? Am I going insane? Did a naked man just walk past my door? I guess not. Inside you are there are 2 wolves. One is gay, the other is gay. They're in love. Inside you there are 2 wolves. You are a furry. A lucky furry, apparently. Probably one of those conventions. Aren't those conventions basically just like their equivalent of hookup apps? Like furry conventions. Like the hotel rooms are all booked out. I mean, good for them. Have I ever met a furry in real life? Yes, I have. Because I remember I had a friend who had massive furry orgies. Hello, Cutthroat Christian. I saw you earlier, actually. I remember a furry living their best lives, exactly. I had a friend who... I haven't seen them in a while, actually. But I had a friend on Steam as well, and they were modding something. They were, like, in their part-time, they would mod games. And I was like, oh, can I see one of the mods you're working on right now? And he went like, it's for a game you wouldn't be interested in. And I was like, oh, no, don't be weird about it. Just, I'm open to whatever. Just send me the link and I'll see what game you like enough to mod. And he was like, You're really not going to be into it. And I was like, we'll see. And so he sent me the link, and it was a dragon furry dating sim. And I was like, okay, it's not quite what I'm into, but you were right, fair enough. Like, it was called, I think it was called Angels with Scaly Wings. And as soon as I thought of the title, I was like, I kind of know what this is, I think, from just the title. And I was like, oh, I mean, good for you, but also, I'm probably not going to play this. Just because I don't want it coming up on my Steam friends pages. It's like I'm playing like a porn game. As far as I know, for most furries, it's not a sexual thing. I have heard that, not least because the suits make it near impossible. But oh boy, the small percentage for who it is a sexual thing really aim to make up for all the rest. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have enough knowledge of furries to really make a judgment. Exactly half the furries I knew IRL were guys. Are we back on furries? Why does it always happen? People think I'm a furry. And I don't know if I am or not. I don't think I am. But occasionally I'll mention that, like, a crush... It's you. Occasionally I'll say that I had a crush on an animated cartoon character when I was a kid. And I was like... And everybody goes, oh, that means you're a furry. I was like, does it? Okay, sure. It's you. Half the chat seems to be furries as far as I know, so this happens a lot. I don't know. Oh, there's a streamer that I really like who's a furry, actually. Called Dumb Dog? Yeah, Dumb Dog is a furry, right? I'm not, but furries seem kind of cool. I have nothing against the furries. The internet really hates furries, and I don't really know why. I've never quite worked it out. Like, there's a lot of furry hate on the internet. But again, I don't know anything about furries, really, so I don't know why. Is it just sort of like a thing that's kind of niche, so people like to, you know, make fun of it, I guess? Maid Marian? See, I never saw that movie. I've never seen that movie at all. I've never seen the Robin Hood. The weird ones go viral. I guess that's probably true. But that's kind of true in every fandom. Is it a fandom? Fur ally. Exactly. Around Gamergate times it got real bad. Oh no. Were the furries en masse on the side of Gamergate or on the right side? Where's my house? Have I fucking lost my house already? Is that my house over there? It is. Oh, Jesus Christ. I nearly got lost 5 seconds out. I only ever see the anti-furry stuff. It makes it out like it's purely a fetish. Yeah, and I've heard it isn't. I mean, just like 5 seconds ago again. If you need a fursona to be a furry, then I'm not one. But no one can tell me the requirements, so I don't know. I think it's just try to, you know... I know a furry, he's cool. It's the ones who think they're part animal or extremely sexually repressed, yeah. Again, I'm sure that's a thing in all communities. Somebody's gonna make it weird and make it too far and make everybody else feel uncomfortable. But, you know, as long as they're not doing that, it's all cool, right? I watched a video called Ask a Furry, and it was eye-opening. Oh, Jesus Christ. An X is considered a lethal... I guess that makes sense. On all I quoted that meme recently, didn't I? On all levels except physical, I am a meme, is what I said. And I think, like, 2 people in chat even fucking got it. I know a lot about furries because I plan to make a furry art, because, man, they pay big. They do! Isn't there a trope that furries... Again, I shouldn't be talking about furries considering I don't really know anything about them. But I think there's a trope. Yesterday. God, I've lost all sense of time. The pandemic has taken that from me. I don't know what time or day it is right now. Is it Wednesday? It could be. Is it Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday. Because I think I need to, like, clean the guinea pigs on Wednesday. And I don't think that's now. I'm going to say it's Tuesday. But anyway, what was I saying? I can't even remember. Oh yeah, the trope of furries is that they are all extremely wealthy. Like... because the commissions cost a lot of money, like a lot of money, and so they're all like fucking NASA engineers. The guy who developed the mRNA vaccine for COVID, one of them, was a furry. He's like unbelievably wealthy bioscientist. They all work at like NASA and in STEM. It's just a trope. I don't know why. It's like, you know, how all programmers seem to be trans girls. It's just a trope for some reason. I don't know why it exists. I don't know where it comes from, but it does. A mate of mine got paid $200 for a shitty drawing. It's sporadic as hell, though. Yeah, I guess it would be. Unless you're one of the famous ones, it's probably, you know, a bit hard to make a living from it. Oh, I think I can make a water catcher now. Can't get girls, so try to engineer their own. I don't know. I mean, the other trope of STEM guys is that they're completely inept socially. mRNA vaccines came from a huge team over actually so many years. Yeah, I mean, at least a few of them had to be furries, right? I don't know. Is it like one of those things where, isn't it like something like 20% of people aren't straight, and that number seems to only be rising as it becomes thankfully more acceptable for people to actually admit that? Like, as, you know, people come out more as bisexual, or as trans, or as, oh, Jesus Christ. But it's something like 20 to 25% of people aren't cis and straight. So, you know, do furries fall? Is it like, are furries vastly underrepresented? Because again, I will say, my kind of like awakening was partially because of the movie Treasure Planet and Emma Thompson playing a Catwoman. So does that count? that was a really good moment for me when I was a young child. Let me make more metal. I need more metal. That's like a big thing where I need... There we go. That's good. More metal. More metal in this one as well, even. There we go. We actually have enough wood. Good. Statistically, a large group of scientists has to include at least one of the most weird groups. Exactly. I know. I think, thankfully, like I said, things are becoming, just in general, a bit more accepting of people. Although then you get the inevitable backlash, right? like the whole gay thing in the 2000s, where for a while every mainstream movie was basically about how gay people are weird and scary. And then that kind of slowly passed. Like, if you watch an early 2000s comedy now, it's kind of difficult, because every other joke will be about how it's bad to be gay. Like, I remember, I really like the show Scrubs. I think Scrubs is a really good show, but the first couple of seasons are a bit hard to watch, because they're, like, constantly joking about that. I'm like, it's aged a bit badly, I think. You know, maybe it's a bit like that. There's always, like, a surge of acceptance and then a backlash from people who really don't like that acceptance, and then it slowly sort of fades out. Or it doesn't, and things just get progressively worse. Wonder which way things will go. I don't know. I mean, you know, that way lies Britain, I think. I'm getting into politics talk again. I shouldn't be. It's a good thing the internet... Yeah, the internet's been a big thing. Like, the internet's been huge. I mean... Just the fact that you can just instantly connect with people who have similar interests that, you know, might be taboo or illegal is, depending on where you are, is always cool. Am I being chased by a bear? I hear sort of big old footsteps. Chased by a bear is a thing that could happen at a furry convention in two ways. Anyway. It's like, you know, it's the whole thing of, like, people being diagnosed with ADHD or people being diagnosed with anxiety. It's like... People point to, like, a huge uptick in cases of them being diagnosed as like, oh, see, it's fake. And it's like, no, people just would kind of ignore it before, and then you'd end up being really unhappy or dying because of it. With all these things. It's like there's, actually, speaking of the Twilight Zone, there's a really, maybe my favorite episode of the Twilight Zone. It's fucking amazing. But it's a really interesting historical piece now, because it was from, like, 1960, and Robert Duvall is in it. You know, the actor from The Godfather and To Kill a Mockingbird and Apocalypse Now and everything, right? Robert Duvall, huge, famous movie star. But Robert Duvall is in an episode of the Twilight Zone where he is very, very obviously playing somebody with autism, right? He's very... Clearly, all the tropes are there, but in a nice way instead of like Rain Man-y. You know, it's like all of the kind of things that you'd associate with autism in the media are there, and he is that, right? But they didn't really have the word, so they never say it in the episode. But everybody just kind of goes, "Oh, he's one of those people who's just a certain way," and they'd use euphemisms like that. And so that was what people with autism used to get called. You know, just a certain kind of way. And now they get diagnosed and get, you know, learn what it is and how to, you know, how it affects them and all that kind of thing. And it's all cool. But, well, it's not all cool for them. I mean, there's a lot of stigma around it still. But it's interesting to go back to see when that word wasn't even around. But that's why there's a sudden explosion of diagnoses. Because it wasn't really a diagnosis back then. Anyway, this is very much a rant that nobody cares about. But I really, really like that episode. And yes, there is definitely an issue of self-diagnosing, especially on social media. Like, I was in Limmy's chat earlier, and there were a couple of people doing that a little bit. Like, I like Limmy's chat, and I like Limmy's community, and, I mean, I love Limmy. So, like, but Limmy was talking about his mental health earlier, and there were a lot of people kind of trying to self-diagnose and kind of diagnose him through the internet. And I was like, I think I typed one message and I was like, you know, if you're feeling like something might be different, then, you know, always good idea to go and talk to a professional or a GP or something where you can get more resources. You shouldn't probably try to self-diagnose. You know, some people do and it works out, but, you know, probably it's better to go and get, like, even if you don't get a formal diagnosis, if the GP goes like, it sounds like you have this, so maybe just go with it. That might be fine. Anyway, I'm not an expert. Take all of my advice as if you're hearing it from someone kind of muffled through about 3 different conversations at the back of a pub. That's kind of how my advice should go. Like, I know nothing. I'm an idiot, so don't take any advice from me. So often I hear, oh, but everyone has that now. I care about the argument of someone with ADD. Yeah, exactly. Everyone is at least a little bit autistic is what I've heard a lot. Oh, no. Yeah, it goes too far into self-diagnosis sometimes. I like things a certain way, so I'm OCD. That one really fucking pisses me off. I saw that one a few times in the Twitch chat earlier, is where people would be going like, oh, my house is an OCD paradise, everything's in boxes. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking reach through the screen and punch you. Because I know people with OCD, and it is a fucking crippling, life-defining disorder that, like, impacts every aspect of your living life. It is horrible, and I wouldn't wish OCD on my worst enemy. Arranging pens in a certain way is not OCD. It basically is like a thing you have to think about in every aspect of your life, and it is a disorder. Like, it's awful. Again, I know people with OCD. It's horrible. So I really take like a personal annoyance when people make like that comment, particularly. People seem to have very tame worst enemies, yeah. I'm tidy and quirky, must be OCD. You see t-shirts with that on it every so often. It's like, oh, I'm an OCD girl, and it's like, it has like an arranged pens thing. And it's like, I don't like that. I had a guy in my office who would use that. Oh, my OCD. Nah, you just want the height of your monitors to line up, never. Exactly. Like I'm constantly fucking adjusting my monitor. You'll notice if you watch, like, if you take a screenshot from every stream, the camera is like facing slightly different directions every time because I'm constantly going like this and this to have it like aligned properly on my monitors, and my monitors are different brands, so I'm constantly lining them up. That's not OCD. That's just wanting things to line up. Anyway, I'll move off this, because again, if you do have OCD, I understand that it's unbelievably life-altering and depressing, so, you know, maybe don't want to be hearing about it. But yeah, like I said, go talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about, unlike me. That would be good, I think. Let's make a water collector. That would be good, I think, as well, in terms of game stuff. Crafting, what is it, construction items? One of these. How do I make a water collector? It's a tarp and metal and something else, I think. Construction? Tools? Clothing? Ammo? Other? Where the fuck is it? Water. Small water catcher. Workbench leather 1. I have it all. But I can't craft it. What? What's happening? Inventory. Crafting. Inventory. Crafting. I don't know what's happening. Do I have to unlock it somehow by context list? What? Open tech tree. Oh! I had never used this before. Sorry, again, something's happened. I've unlocked. I didn't know I could make all this shit. I've never used all this. I think somebody just gave me a water catcher before. What, I need to fucking research buckets and then research... Oh, you research things in this game? How bad am I at this fucking thing? New for this wipe? Really? Oh, was it all unlocked by default? I do remember at the end I couldn't build things on a Workbench 3 despite having Workbench 3. So maybe it was like up until Workbench 3 you couldn't do that. Hey, look, it's Ark. I don't even get that joke, because I've never played Ark. Is that the one with dinosaurs? Hello, Mango, by the way. Welcome. Right to call you out. Autism is definitely the cool thing to be on TikTok. I remember on MySpace back in the day that it was bipolar. Oh, that's a bad one as well. I remember that too. Actually, I'm not old enough to remember MySpace, but I am old enough to remember a little bit before Facebook. I mean, I guess I'll just unlock all these. I'm old enough to know a little bit about the pre-Facebook era. Ark is just Dino Rust. Like, what's it called? Bebo? I don't know if Bebo ever made it outside of Ireland, but everybody I knew who was a little bit older than me had a Bebo account. Bebo was huge. One second. Bebo. Is Bebo still around? Bebo's around! Oh no. Following the success of the original Bebo, we have established a considerably smaller and more focused community. Bebo, social networking site. An American social networking site? Bebo was big for my age group. It was American, apparently. Area served worldwide. Okay. Bebo was huge. It was basically like MySpace, I think, as well. It's basically just the same thing. 2006. It got sold to Amazon. Wait. Twitch. Twitch bought Bebo? What? Twitch bought Bebo, and in like 2019, and then as of 2021, it's like Bebo might be coming back. It's in private beta testing phase right now. Oh my god, your identity was your Bebo flashbox. Did you hear about the girl on TikTok that got exposed a month or so ago for faking Tourette's? What the fuck? Hello, Luther Jazz, by the way. Yeah, it's cringe as fuck. Who? I think you made up Bebo. I'm on the logo right now, fuckers. 1 second. No, wider so you can see the logo. There's Bebo. Bebo is an American social networking website that originally operated from 2005 until bankruptcy in 2013. Imagine all those old pics from Bebo. There's... Oh, God. Can you imagine all the scene kids? Can you imagine... 1 second. Scene kid. Every photo on Bebo, from what I remember, was a My Chemical Romance song playing to this profile picture. This exact look. This is what Bebo was like. But, sorry. Her vids were cringe as hell, so obviously fake. There's tons of people faking Tourette's and DID and... What the fuck is going on with TikTok? Is TikTok alright? I only see, like, duck pictures on TikTok, or, like, duck videos now. Because I liked some duck videos, and so that's all the algorithm has to go on. Because all I've posted is my gaming shorts on TikTok, and, watched some duck stuff. Jesus Christ. The scumbag TikToker who faked Tourette's for clout. This is a whole world I don't know anything about. Why would TikTok be alright? I thought it was basically just the same as Vine, but a bit more expensive. I seem to be locked into Pet Skunk TikTok. There are worse places to be. Hello, Zvalbus, by the way. There are far worse places to be than skunk TikTok. Hang on, where was that duck video I liked the other day? That was on TikTok. I love skunks. Skunks are cute as fuck. They are. Skunks, whenever baby skunks do that thing where they stand on their front paws and do like a handstand. I don't know why I was leaning forward as if I was going to do a handstand on my desk. I don't think I've ever done a handstand. I don't think I'd be able to. I think I'd break my arms. But they're very cute when they do that. Hang on, I'm going through my liked videos on Twitter, because I think that's where I first saw it. Some memes about Will Smith are coming up. A Steve Harvey fleshlight, which I thought was too horrifying not to like. A tweet dunking on Graham Linehan. All pretty normal. Adorable drawing. A pigeon and its babies! Sorry. I just saw a pigeon and its babies. I forgot I liked that. Where the fuck was it? How many... I'd like too many things, I think, on this website. A Chuckle Brother. Of course I like a Chuckle Brother post. A Columbo post. My own post about... What? Is that when I retweeted it? Oh no, I like to post about my cancer thing. I don't have cancer, but I did a charity thing. Wait, a Steve Harvey flashlight or fleshlight? Fleshlight? It's as horrible as it sounds. Oh, there's a duck post. But that's just a drawing of a duck. When was this? I definitely liked it. Some posts about... These are pigeons, like an angry pigeon. It was definitely after that. I'm going to go to my TikTok page. Oh, I've never been to this before on this thing. ... This one is for my personal collection. TikTok was too much of an echo chamber, so I had to delete it. Again, I don't really know anything about it. Here we go. Seductive. Wrinkle the duck. Here we go. How to pick up a duck. Found it.
How to pick up a duck.
How to pick up a duck. I showed this before, but how to pick up a duck. I'm on TikTok, by the way, if you want shorts. How to pick up a duck.
How to pick up a duck. Part 3. Common problems and mistakes.
This is basically all I've liked
You
on this
found
website.
yourself a duck, but you find yourself chasing after it. It always runs away when you
I just
try
love
to pick
ducks.
it up. Don't do this. If you're behind, that should remind you that that's wrong. If you chase a duck, it'll run. So get in front of the duck and introduce yourself and state your intentions.
Yes.
Hello, duck.
I just want to point out before I finish playing this video, because there's only like 10 seconds left. This duck is wearing little shoes. That's one of the reasons I love it so much. This duck wears little shoes and follows this guy around cities. He wears little shoes, or she wears little shoes.
And state your intentions. Hello, duck. My name is Human Name, and I'm going to pick you up now. Place your hand firmly underneath the duck, palm side up, and lift. Congratulations, you're now holding a duck.
Pick up a duck. There we go. I've seen a variant on this video. I think there's like 3 or 4 on this channel. It's seductive. There we go. If you're looking for something to follow on TikTok, I don't know why you would be, but, you know, if you are looking to follow somebody on TikTok. Again, I don't really know anything about TikTok. I should probably go back to the game. Hang on. What I will show is that Steve Harvey fleshlight before I go back. Just one thing. Because it's too cursed not to show. It was only a couple of days ago. I'm scrolling. Here we go. Never say I'm not kind to you all. Oh yeah, I needed to see this. Oh no. It's the mustache. It's the mustache. Anyway. Most unkind. Okay, let's go back to the game. I don't know, just to wash out your brain. Look at my guinea pigs again, playing with a cat. Now that's cute. Now that's eye bleach. Isn't that what they call it? Eye bleach? My guinea pig's playing with the neighbor cat, just sniffing around and hopping around. Now that's cute. Anyway, scroll up, check highlighted message. What was the highlighted message? What? Oh, how do you spell pi ... on? What? I don't understand what this is saying. How do you spell pi ... on? The flying ratbird. Oh, pigeon. I used to get this wrong as a kid. Pigeon. Pigeon. I didn't want to spell it out already. Pigeon? Like piggion is how it looks like it's spelled. I always used to spell it with a D, like Pidgeon, because that seems more right. But I think that's wrong. Anyway, let's go back to the game. The mushroom dash would increase the maintenance time. I don't even want to know what that... just maybe this is TMI. I've never owned one. A mustache or a fleshlight. So I don't know what's involved in maintaining one. It might be really unpleasant. I blame it on Pokemon. Oh, is it spelled Pidgeotto with a D? I don't know. Or Pidgeot? Good. I love pigeons, by the way. One of my favourite Twitter posts of all time was from, like, a couple of weeks ago. And it was just a really shy pigeon sitting next to a really bulky giant pigeon, looking at it, like... And it was staring lovingly at his giant angry wife. And I was like, that's good. I was like, it's me. I love it. Fuck yeah, pigeons are great. Pigeons are great. And I'm tired of pretending they're not. Pigeons are wonderful. I love them. Again, this is a take I've mentioned probably like 60 times on this stream before. But if you like doves, but don't like pigeons, that is bird racism. Like, because they are genetically the same animal. One is just white. I like them, but I also used to own rats. I also love rats. Rats are so good. I didn't even know you owned rats. Rat or use to own rats. I was thinking about getting rats. This should not be here, by the way. It should probably be up on a roof or something, or just, I don't know, like up here maybe. I want this somewhere better. Maybe I'll make some stairs. But I wanted rats at some point, but then they live too little. Like they die so quickly, is what I mean to say. Like they only live like 3 years, and I was like, no. I don't know if I want to say goodbye to a rat after only like 3 years. Maybe I'll have some outdoor stairs. That could be nice, actually. Don't occupy the spaces around or on top of your base. I might build some outside stairs, or like something like that. Might just upgrade these to stone. Like, you need honeycomb? I do, don't I? Okay, I forgot about that. Well, I can't build honeycomb here because I'm an idiot. But I might redesign the base. This is just a hut for now, right? This is a hut. Is offline raiding on this server? Because it wasn't on the one recently. We'll see. God, this base. Look, shut up. I want to get up here. How do I get up here? I want to get up onto the roof here. Can I build, like, U stairs? What are they called? U-shaped stairs? Yeah, like that. That's what I want. Not that way. Can I rotate it? Like this, mate? No, just... No, it's not quite what I want. Ugh. Maybe this way? No, that's... It's not really it. Fuck it, that'll do. I'll beat there. Just absolutely ruined a perfect, decent 2x2. Look, I am an opulent boy. No, it's not on. Okay, good. Well, that's something. So we mightn't be raided immediately. Let's get a floor. Upgrade that as well. I mean, look, this is nice now. This is just a nice time. And then even... Oh, I didn't upgrade that. Sorry, I don't know why I went, ooh, like I was an old woman in a Monty Python sketch. Let me build some, like, little low walls around this as well, so I can have, like, a little barricade to sneak around and hide behind. I think that would be nice. Like this. Look at this. Is this a friend's invite-only server? Is this Limmy's server? So yes, like he's invite-only, right? He vets you beforehand, apparently. To make sure you're not complete scum. There we go. 53 hours, that's fine for now. I'll put like a little barricade here. At least then it's not too bad. Although apparently, I've been told that this wipe is a little bit more vicious than the previous one. So maybe didn't vet you enough. I'm lovely. Like, I don't know if I showed my, like, mean streak as much in this game as in other games than in this game. So maybe he just didn't see. Do I have enough metal to make, like, a bigger axe? I do. I can make, like, a better hatchet. So, at the very minimum, we will have, like, a good set of tools and stuff. And, you know, a good basis for building our big old puzzle dungeon over there. You made solo door camping a lot cheaper and easier. I don't know what that means. See, this is what I mean. I don't mean... Again, for anybody who wasn't watching, it took me... How long did the last wipe run for? I joined almost like a couple of days in on the last wipe. And it went on for about a month. It took me until about a week ago to realise that you could lock tool chests. It took that long. Like, I didn't know that you could just lock them, and that made it harder for people to get in and steal your stuff. I got raided so many times, and that would have helped. Let's go. Oh, don't drop them on the floor, you idiot. Just back. It's where people sit and wait for you to open your door and then shoot you. Now they can sit above the door, which you'll never check. Oh, so it's... this is going to make me sound like an infant. It's like in Minecraft when you put, like, when you don't put torches on your roof and, like, a spider drops on you. Is it like that? Okay, now I understand. Well, whatever. We'll see. It didn't happen on the previous one, and that... Did my previous base have an upper floor? It did, but you couldn't get to it except by going up inside. Okay. Yes, but God, that analogy. If it works, it works. It's like, the solution isn't stupid if it's a solution. Something like that. Although that could be taken in bad ways. 1 second. Let me, I don't have much stone. Let's make some better tools. Let's just do that now. Crafting. Tools. There we go. Pickaxe. Craft. Hatchet. Craft. Amazing. What else can I make? Do I need to unlock guns? Hang on. I know you can make guns in a level 1 workbench, right? So if I go open tech tree, how much scrap is it going to be for guns? Oh, it's so many scrap for guns. Oh no. Oh, it's gonna be so much. I guess I should start working my way down. How much scrap do I have? Do I have any scrap? I might need. I now understand why scrap is a currency in this game. I didn't really before. Let's toss this stone shit. Don't need that anymore. Okay. Well, at least I'll have water now. Let's go up and get my like little drinky water thing on. Maybe I am regressing to an infant. My memory's getting worse, I think. Did I not? I didn't put my fucking water catcher down. That was the entire point of building this little area, and I didn't even put it down. What's wrong with me? Let's put it... What's the best place for it? Maybe here? I think I'd like it here. Because I don't want it to, I'm trying to get it even. I don't want it to, like, interrupt the nice little point here. I think it looks nice. So, drink. Contain 1 ml of water. That would be... Honestly, I'd rather not drink than just drink 1 ml of water. Go barrel hunting, maybe? Do you have anything to recycle? I don't know where the recycler is, because this is a new map. What's that? Oh, it's a deer. Did that hit? Oh, I've never done anything without iron sights. How does the aiming work on this? Like, is it just that? Or is it down? Like, is it the top of the arrow, maybe? Nope. Is it like, do I just aim the arrow right at it? I don't know how this works. I need a gun quickly, I think. Ooh, there might be... Oh, this is a car! Oh, well, it's... Oh, I'm still naked. I should probably make some stuff as well. Forgot I was still naked. Okay, stone. Stone is what we need. We need stone to bolster up our base a little bit. Let's go out hunting for stone a little bit. Check the map, lol. Water treatment plant, I think, might have some refinery. The dome, outpost, tunnel. See, I don't know where it would be. Sewer branch, launch site. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff. Does Rust have projectiles like a Civilized game, or is it hit scan? I don't know. That's the end of the sentence. I was going to extrapolate on that and then realised that I didn't have anything else to add. I just don't know. Afternoon, how's rusting? Hello, not Sambot. It's going okay. I've managed to set up at least some sort of base. What time is it, by the way? Oh, I have a little bit long. I can go for another, like, 20 minutes. It's got projectiles, okay. My aim has been quite good with the guns. Like, I went through that train station-y bit and killed all those tunnel dwellers, and my aiming was pretty good. Like, I was getting headshots a lot, so I was fine with that. With an arrow, I need some practice, I think. Who's this? Who's this big old tower man? Am I hearing anybody? At least maybe I can just threaten people. Like, if they see I have a crossbow, maybe they'll assume I'm better. Travel time on a bolt will be much longer than apparently. It has projectile drop as well? I didn't even know. I guess I haven't been massively sniping anyone. Stone, please? How much stone do I have? Not much. I need a lot more stone. Not friends with Henry this time around. I need to wait for him to be online. Or message him on Steam, actually. I don't know where he's settled. Maybe, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine why we wouldn't be. Although he did betray me. How many times did Henry betray me last wipe? Like 8? Something like that? Like a ridiculous amount? Is there not a junkyard on this map? I don't know. There was a junkyard on the previous map. It doesn't look like there's one on this map. I don't know what the map differences are, to be honest. I went to the junkyard on the previous map a couple of times. This is a nice house. I mean, it kind of looks like it's made out of badly fitting Lego, but I like the peaked roof. Some design has been put into that house. It's not just a square shack. This is what I aim for, you see. I aim for having a house that looks like an architect might have had a hand in it, rather than just a big old hut. Because I just think that's boring. It might be more defensible, but are we willing to give up aesthetic for defense? I'm not. Okay, barrels, by the way. Shut up and hit the barrels. Crap, that's good. Does the recycler... Oh, a mailbox, lovely. Does the recycler then just give you, like, scrap? Because I've never really used it at all. I don't see any stone around. Is that stone up there? It's kind of hard to tell. I tried to aim in, but it's just doing this. So now we have elbow vision. Enjoy elbow vision for a while. Is that stone up there? Or is that sulfur? It's really hard to tell from far away. Some things give you scrap or high quality or cloth or rope. I know that stones give you metal ore fragments give you high quality metal at the end. And then like chests, like those military chests can give you like high quality metal, I think. Again, I'm not very good at this. It's painful to watch a lovely cottage get nuked by somebody, though. Yeah, it will happen. Didn't I hadn't marked, because they have that rule in this server that you're not to attack or raid entertainment buildings, which is just a vague term that like things that are meant to be like communal. Oh, it's getting framey up here. Things that are meant to be communal or like enjoyed by other people or made as like a creative enterprise, you're not meant to raid. And I was doing like the very basic blueprints of the puzzle thing I'm going to build in this. And I didn't mark it as that, and I came back one day to find it being rocket launched. Like, it was a fucking target. Like, for some reason, they were just like, I'm taking personal offense to this one. Yeah, exactly. Just stick a sign that says Pizza Hut on your house and call it entertainment. Exactly. Hello, more bowler. I do not know what this language is, but thank you for joining. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. I'm sure I've heard salakum, or not salam before. Salam. Where have I heard people saying salam? I'm very bad at languages. Like, I am the trope of the ignorant Irishman. Like, I know nothing about anything. Alaikum salam habib. It sounds, I don't know, vaguely Arabic? I don't know. Second. I'll tab out. I'm going to find this out. Oh, sorry. I said there because it's Islamic sword in the range, right? I was, I just tabbed out to Google it, and the first thing I saw was my guinea pigs playing with the cat, so I went, sorry. The server needs a Pizza Hut buffet. I haven't been to... I thought you were a Muslim. I'm not. My bad. I am atheist. Yeah, I'm an atheist. I was raised Catholic because I'm Irish, so we're all kind of raised Catholic by default. Cat. Guinea pigs. Sorry, I'm stuck in this mode now. Cat on a belly. Guinea pig chasing cat around. Very cute. Cat trying to lick my guinea pig, which the guinea pig was kind of just confused by. They don't really lick each other much. They'll lick you, but it's kind of rare, and usually it's kind of like a you taste of salt kind of thing. But yeah, anyway. This is my favorite photo of Frodo. I'll say it again. The fact that the cat just kind of danced around and they kind of Frodo kind of ran around and jumped around as well, and they were playing. Made me very happy. Turns out I don't have to be worried about the cat. Anyway, let's go back to the game before I die, because I'm sure I will. Oh, it's very dark. Where's my house? That's bad. Where's my house? I don't remember which direction my house was in. Fuck, I really should mark that. Where am I? You can't tell on the map. Ooh. Have you ever been in a relationship with a cat? I hope you don't mean in like a Shane Dawson way, but not really. A little. Like my brother had a cat. Or has a cat. So I'll see them occasionally. And that's a fucking bear. Is it running at me? It's so dark and I don't know if I have a torch. Ah, fuck. Where do I go? Is this my house over here? That's not my house, is it? That's a rock. Oh no. His childhood self probably imagined it with that Treasure Planet lass. Look, the Treasure Planet captain is hot. I don't know how many times I have to keep explaining this. It's just, she's very hot. I mean, it's Emma Thompson. What do you want from me? I can't just stay here it's fine, I get it. Like, are you a man or a woman? Sorry, I'm asking. He, him, I guess. Yeah, man. Although I keep getting, misgendered. I don't care. Like I said, you can call me anything. But the other day, again, even after cutting my hair like this, a lot of people, if they're passing me in a shop or something, will go like, "Oh, sorry, miss," and I'm like, I don't mind. I think I'm kind of going for the older I get. Yeah, you're very ambiguous. The older I get, the more ambiguous I'm kind of going for. Actually, I think. What do you mean with he, him? I guess you can call me he or him. Basically, you're a man or woman. More bowler. We're gonna have an issue here. Just keeping an eye on you. I am going for a kind of an androgynous, ambiguous kind of thing, I think, as I'm going older. Yeah, exactly. You're sus as fuck, mate. Just keeping an eye on you. For now. We'll see. Atmosphere. There's entire yeah, exactly. It's not a new thing. Like, what's that, is it Hinduism has the two soul thing? Or, what am I doing? I need to find my house. Where's my again, I need to mark it on the map properly. Because I'm completely lost. I don't know what's going on. At all. What the hell is binary? More bowler, are we... Read the room. Come on, I'm trying to help you here. Yes, the Indians especially, definitely. Goodbye. Yeah, maybe. Let's flip a coin. Do I have a I don't have any fucking coins. Binary means something that's made up of two sides parts. It could be a language thing. But I can feel, like, the ban righteousness rising up in my soul is the problem. So, I just flipped one and it said goodbye. So what does that have to do with anything? Let's, hang on. Let me copy paste your name. Hang on. Oh fuck! 1 second. Here we go. Sorry, I had a little nap and woke up to this. That's a Google search for you, to be honest. I think you've been patient enough, but now it's an educational time. Yeah. There we go. Lovely. Now we need to find the house. Yes, that's the sound the banhammer makes. Do people even say that still? Banhammer? The whole, like, is that very much an early 2000s thing from video games? The whole banhammer? What an odd person. Some people just like to sort of be edgy. I was there too. I was 13 once. Anyway, I went down. I could have gone into a weird place, I think. I like the United Front from chat. My community, this is a very cringy thing that I'm about to say, so stuff your ears if you're like me and can't handle genuine emotions because you were raised in a certain way. But I am genuinely very, very much love this community. It's incredibly kind and nice and well-meaning and lovely. Over now. There we go. But yeah, like, I could have gone down a different path when I was about 13, 14, I think. I was in danger of becoming a sort of edgy atheist kind of character. You know, the sort of like YouTube atheist persons. You know, the kind of like that, the amazing atheist, that kind of thing. Where it's just, or like Richard Dawkins. I was in like 4chan atheism. I was in danger of spiraling into that kind of thing. If my parents had been worse, I probably would have, and this would have been a very different stream. You know that that fedora that I wear as a punishment? That would have been a non-ironic thing. That would have been a real thing I would have gone with. Tried educating him, but that's the teacher and me, exactly. A debate me, bro, exactly, Kublai Kant. Like, that's exactly it. Like, I remember, actually, I had intellectualism pitch for the alt-right. Again, if I had gone Hello, sexy girl. Oh no! And your name is War Crimes Live. Is this an alt? Oh, come on, please. Well, anyway. But I remember sitting in my car, not my car, my mum's car outside a school, and some nuns walked by, or some priests or something, I can't remember, or some people like handing out prayer leaflets, which happens every so often. And I remember going, oh, those idiots, what are they doing? They're those fools, they're idiots. How could anybody believe in religion? You know, very sort of Richard Dawkins-y kind of language. And my mum looked at me at the time and went like, why are you... Why? Shut up, basically. My mum basically turned to me and went, hey, can you... Look, just because they believe in something you don't doesn't make them better or you worse or anything. It's all fine. Like, you're... You know, stop being superior and weird. And it really, like, hit home for me. And I was like, yeah, I think I've just been making this my personality for the last few weeks. Sorry about that. And it was like a real moment of introspection for me as an early teen. And I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. And since then, that all got wiped out of me, basically, which was nice. Again, this could have been a very different stream. I'd be wearing a fedora and talking like Ben Shapiro, who has a very annoying voice, I have to say. Like, I know it's not the problem with Ben Shapiro is his voice, but he has a very annoying voice. I really wish it was bright so I could see where the fuck I am, by the way. Opening up Pandora's box. I've had this name since 2014. Sound mother. My mum is sound, I think. We can forgive anything, just not the fedora. Oh, come on, really? That's some fucking timing. There's an alternate dimension where we met on r/atheism. I have that blocked, I'm pretty sure, because it became so insufferable to see on the front page. Does that even still exist? Hang on, I'll get the fucking fedora, by the way, and plug in my earphones. I can't really do anything until it's bright, so another, like, 5 minutes of standing. Hang on. I remember r/atheism was literally just rants, right? Again, I went there like once and was like, even for me. Jesus. As a German, I don't believe I'm superior to anyone else, I just know it. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, testing. Can you hear? Yeah, you can hear me. I can see the levels. Don't bother answering. There we go. There we go. I'll put on my earphones. My cheap fucking earphones that I need to replace. And I will go get my fedora. Again, this is alternate world Dreya. Alternate world Dreya, where I fell into, like, alt-right YouTube and 4chan and Reddit harder than I already did. Because now Reddit, you need a bucket hat and beard. That's even worse. Oh no. That's actually worse. Oh, can you imagine? I can't even... The problem is, as well, if you're new to this channel, the only beard I can grow is a neck beard. So it's actually the worst of all worlds. Like, I can only grow a scraggly neck beard, which honestly makes me depressed. I don't really like facial hair in general. Like, I don't think I'd grow one even if I could, but ugh. Buy minoxidil. I don't know what minoxidil is. Is that like a beard, like, thing? I jumped into a compound of a decayed base and found an M249. Lucky you. I mean, I'm still lost. Where's my house? Is that my house over there? No. That's just a shack. Do you know Count Binface? I do know Count Binface. It's a shame he lost, really. Count Binface would have been a lot better than what they currently have. Oh, that's my house! No, that's not my house. Where the fuck is my house? Hang on, it must be up this way. Currently stuck in said compound. I've never done a monument properly in this game. I should on this wipe. You definitely need the fish hat, the fish fear me hat. Women want me, fish hear me. Again, my Amazon list is still, or not list, but my Amazon recommendations are still like a weird mix. It's stuff like a cardboard cutout of Margaret Thatcher next to a "Women Want Me, Fish Fear Me" hat, and then a what's it called? Like knee-high socks or like thigh-high socks. It's very odd. I've never bought any of those things. Ooh, what's this? A salvaged hammer. I'll replace that. And some more gears. I'll replace that with... I don't need this. I don't need this really, do I? I've never used one. Please, where's my base? Does anybody remember precisely where on this map my base was? Best list ever. Anyone in Rustopia, US made, come get me out. I don't even know what that means. I want Amazon to genetically engineer the person they think you are so I can laugh at them. I mean, basically, I've said this before, a much more interesting person than I actually am. I'm very... All I buy on Amazon, really, is like... I mean, what did I last buy on Amazon? Fucking batteries and MSG. I think that's all I bought on Tory Femboy. Oh, God. Can you imagine a worse person? Oh, God. It's like... ugh. It's like chalk and cheese. Don't like that. What was I... Oh, yeah. The only things I bought on Amazon recently are, like, a battery recharger, some batteries, and some MSG, and that's it. Been out so long looking for a house. So, been out looking for a house so long, I forgot entirely where a house is. I don't know where it is. I've completely lost my own base. That's not good. That's really, really bad, in fact. Because all my stuff is there. I mean, I have tools, so I could rebuild, I guess, but... Where the fuck's my house? I need to go as well in about 5-10 minutes. So I want to get back to somewhere safe. Before I, like, starve to death or, you know, just let my building decay. It must be around in this basin bit somewhere, right? I keep pressing M for the map now. Oh no, and there's a chopper coming. Hold a mailbox. He won't shoot you if you have a mailbox. He's gonna shoot me. Hide. Is this rocks? No, it's not rocks. Please. I'll probably be live tomorrow as well, by the way. Community cries when Dreya in stream. I'll probably be live tomorrow. Oh, I recognise this, I think. I'll probably be live tomorrow as I struggle to finish this fucking tiny sentence. Probably building more Rust. Building more Rust. You know what I mean. Playing more Rust. Is this my base? No. It's not my base. And, I don't know, what else? I play more Gothic. And then on Thursday, I'll probably be playing Alien Isolation. I don't know yet. I'm flipping a coin, basically, or maybe I'll run a poll. There's my house, I think! Is that my house? Fuck me, there's gunfire. Is that my house? No, that's not my house either. But it must be close. Basically, my logic there is that this looks a bit like my house, so it must be close. Is it over there? Yes! I think that's it. Because it has the dumb fucking wooden roof. Yes! I offered to chat to the band guy in case he actually just didn't know and didn't know he was being rude. He just seems very confused rather than trolling. Maybe. Let's say it's a 24-hour ban. Then maybe I'll unban him later if I remember. We'll see. Because, you know, ban requests are a thing. Wait, can I not? Is this not an actual hammer? Is this a weapon? Oh, I didn't think this was a weapon. I would very much prefer it if you conquer. Seeing as you're like 3 or 4 streams away of getting done with it. What I'll do is I'll run a poll. You can always unban request. Yeah, exactly. People have done that. I've banned people and I've unbanned them afterwards because I've been like, you just seemed genuinely confused. I'm pretty lenient with bans, I would say. In terms of, like, if somebody seems genuinely repentant or just confused, I'm like, it's fine. No harm done, I guess. Just in case anybody ever gets banned by mistake, just so you know, basically. Because there is considering how bad I am at the UI of Twitch in general, that is always an option. I could just ban you by mistake sometimes. Q, make a hammer, please. Make a hammer. We're gonna bolster up our defenses a little bit, and then I need to go. Oh, I should make a sleeping bag as well. That'll be the last thing I do. I need to build a sleeping bag, so I can actually respawn here if I do die. Hammer, hammer, hammer. Because, you know, it'll just look prettier if this is all stone. Does your front door even have a lock? One of them does. I'll make one in a second. Wait, do I not have enough stone? I thought I had so much stone! I'm so dumb. Can I just make a lock right here? I can. Good. Front door. Locked. There we go. Let's go in here. Let's make a sleeping bag if I can. Oh, I can make a large wooden box as well. Let's put one of them down for tomorrow. And I might materials gather later if I have time. Vengeance. Then make cloth, I think, is how you'd make this. Put the beans away. I don't need the beans. And then sleeping bag. Okay. All in all, I would say this has been semi-successful. We got lost for a while. I nearly pressed the wrong button the other day. Almost banned Mikey. Instant panic. It happens. I'm sure I've accidentally banned people before and not even noticed. Anyway, altogether, okay. Like, we made some metal, we baked some food, we got a bed, we got a basic base going on. I think we are now okay to maybe start building something tomorrow. Like, gathering up materials and actually building the thing I want to build. You know, the like, puzzle dungeon, as I keep calling it, even though it's not really going to be a dungeon. You know, the puzzle gauntlet, whatever it's going to be called. Anyway, let me get into my base and then I'll end the stream. I might raid somebody as well. Hang on. Do I even have any viewers? I never know. I have that viewer... I've always had the viewer count on OBS turned off because I'm terrified to even know... Like, does anybody fucking watch this stream? There could be nobody here except bots and I wouldn't know. It's great, honestly. Definitely worth a raid, put it that way. Sure, I'll raid somebody who's online. Oh, big stretch. Also, it is vitally important that I don't forget to take off this hat while I leave the house. That's going to be important. 2 people are playing in the server, so I'll send you to one of them. I'll flip a coin. Hang on. Hang on. I'm going to type flip a coin into Google. Flip a coin. Heads will be the first one on the list. Tails will be the other one on the list. Heads. There we go. So I'm sending you to /raid Bacon the Wizard. Say hello. Be good. Got recommended your channel on the main page for a smaller community. How's it going? Very nice, and thank you for the follow. Just in time for me to end, unfortunately, but thank you for the follow. It's very kind of you. I'm the algorithm that recommends you knee socks. Anyway, like I said, I'll be live tomorrow. Thank you for the stream. It was a very fun time. Thanks for all the new people in chat and everything and the follows. Again, very appreciated. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye! I'm ending the stream now if you haven't joined the raid. There's really no reason for you to be here. Bye.